Part 76. Path to Heaven. Author, Wu Ziyi. Chapter 756. Chapter 756 Repression of the City. Divine Mystic Great Treasure can, how is it possible? How could Divine Mystic Great Treasure be available in Coffin City? What is the secret place to transmit the Shapeshift Great Art Array? How can it suddenly be used without Shapeshift Great Art? Many cultivators who witnessed Xuanhuan, an older deist, who looked older than him, finally came back, surging sound, unbelievable surging sound, and talking about surging sound. Xuanhuan, an head old deist, who has almost lost all of his time, has been above the clouds, above the secret place Coffin City, a void above thousands of feet. Hong. After succumbing to the void, the old deist, who had almost lost his head, suddenly burst into a strong great treasure, and condense a bloody phoenix of giant great treasure outside his body. Spiritual chi condensate. This looks also extremely uncommon. Give a person and Xuanhuan equal, even Xuanhuan all seem to him is very respectable old deist, not divine mystic the great treasure can, just golden core realm great treasure cultivator, but the scarlet phoenix for up to 10 jong, body blood red female phoenix feather almost essence, scattered out of stunning rays, heaven shaking Granville pressure, like the true level 9 the blood phoenix descend. The old deist, also the peak of the golden core stage 5th late stage, has touched the stunning giant treasure cultivator on the side of divine mystic. A black yu rises from the infinite old deist and floats in front of the old deist. This black yu only has a slap great treasure xiao, the thickness of a finger, the edges are not flat, is a fragment, like a piece of U-quality tiles, one of them. But this piece of black remains on top of it, but there is a breath of extremely ancient desolate, and there is a black light pattern everywhere. These light lines are extremely mysterious, scattered divine mystic great treasure divine light, these light lines, obviously Ling Longtian said, the divine domain shapeshift great art pattern that the level great treasure can leave. This piece of black yu, turned out to be a piece of great treasure Kanpang great treasure yu wei, jiao weaving the cultivator unimaginable divine marks fragment. Pu. After the black yu, which was woven by the heaven shaking divine mark, was taken out, the old deist's head flashed black, but a black great treasure flag emerged. This black great treasure flag is not a gold yu, a star-like light spot, forming a circle of mysterious nebula rune on the flag of the black great treasure flag. This black great treasure flag emerges. After that, it immediately became a long, and the whole body was surrounded by the red phoenix-like glow, and it was the life-changing shapeshift great art great treasure of the old deist. The old deist sat down and sat in the void, clasped his hands and closed his eyes. His face is still infinitely old, but his body is a circle of red divine light, surrounded by him to form a halo of more than 100 ponte great treasure, making him like a god. A circle of divine light and the bloody phoenix of spiritual chi condense outside him kept shaking dang, and his true yun was instantly spurred to the extreme. At the same time, a black great treasure on the top of his head scatters a piece of black origin chi, on the black yu fragment in front of him, a strip of divine mark also wirelessly expands, jiao weaves unimaginable lines, and black great treasure flag the scattered mist jiao woven together and shot at the lower part of Coffin City and the Yin Corp sect behind the Coffin City, like countless galactic rivers. In the twinkling of an eye, countless black brilliances have formed an unimaginable giant treasure black light curtain, like a great treasure black pot, covering the entire Coffin City, including the Yin Corp sect mountain gate. Throughout the Coffin City, it seems that the rising sun was swallowed up at once, and suddenly it became dark. A strange Italian chi bow moved, first sweeping the city of Coffin City, and the black glow rose, as if the entire Coffin City was completely burned up in a black flame. What happened? All transmission shapeshift great art arrays are used without shapeshift great art. Someone used heaven-defying divine ability, and even showed a huge retreat of great treasure, and sealed the entire Coffin City, including the Yin Corp sect gate. It's who, what do you want to do, we can't get out. What exactly is this restrictions, swallowing the day? Coffin City's cultivator in the city, all in panic, many cultivators are screaming, no one can calm the secret place. Many cultivators have just come close to the black light curtains that cover the sky, and they are shocked by the powerful energy of Pangret treasure. The black light curtain and powerful energy are too terrifying. There are many light lines, like lightning, and the cultivator that wants to break through the light curtain for a time. No one can succeed, no shapeshift great art. The two cultivators above. They sealed the city. What do you want to do, actually dare to trap the cultivator of the city? At this point, the message that the secret place sent the divine mystic great treasure in the shapeshift great art array has not yet spread. The great treasure in Coffin City. Most cultivators still don't know that divine mystic great treasure can appear. Some cultivators are now Xuanhuan and old deist in the void above Coffin City. Many cultivators are great treasure surging sound questions, and there are quite a few cultivators, and there are quite a few Yin Corp sect cultivators from the mountain gates. Among them, Coffin City rises up, and in the entire black sky, the brilliance flashes and the scene is amazing. We just want to kill a cultivator, nothing to do with the rest. If the rest of the people block, kill. The old deist sitting in the void seems to have joined the giant great treasure restrictions in a naked body, motionless, and the white, Xuanhuan wearing a white robe, is coming down, the ice is extremely surging the sound, resounding from his mouth, spread throughout the city. Who, I dare to block the whole city. No matter what kind of revenge you are, do you not be afraid to provoke the public, a blue-robed cultivator of the Thought Division Realm 5th layer, questioned in the air of great treasure surging sound. Hurry up and remove the restrictions. I am in a hurry to leave. My father is a great treasure cultivator of Sect Master and Golden Core 3rd layer. A cultivator, great treasure surging sound, dressed in a golden shapeshift great art suit, aged 20, young master. Chi. A black gold sword light descended from the sky, Pangret treasure's ultimate pressure and the piercing killing intent, all of a sudden suppressed over the city, so that all cultivator minds shook. Ah! The blue-robed cultivator of the Thought Division Realm 5th layer and the young master-like cultivator wearing a golden shapeshift great art suit, the naked body was torn apart, and was swept through a sword light. Many people have Joe air conditioning, and all the cultivators that were originally thinking of surging sound have completely changed their faces. This powerful energy of Xuanhuan, like God King, is completely out of their cognition. Xuanhuan was in the void, heading for the door of Yin Corp's sect, with a cold smile on his lips, saying nothing. Divine Mystic Great Treasure can. Dear God, this is a divine mystic great treasure. Xuanhuan's breath and majesty swayed the world, and many cultivators that did not know his identity cultivation base also saw the clue. You are not divine mystic great treasure of Cloud Spirit Continent. You are blocking the entire cultivator in Cloud Spirit Continent, killing the cultivator. You are doing this across the border. Are you not afraid of the anger of Cloud Spirit Continent's divine mystic great treasure? A veteran old man with clothes is angry and shouts. This old man seems to be the same sect, the elders, and the young master who was killed in the golden shapeshift great art. Dead. A terrifying killing intent instantly enveloped the old man named by the angry great treasure. The old shapeshift great art clothing was first turned into fly ash, and then the fleshly body was directly decayed. It was shattered into pieces and turned into fly ash. Nothing left. Ah! This is God King's divine ability. This divine ability, even the golden core great treasure cultivator is going to be directly spiked. Who can stop? Divine mystic great treasure can be completely supreme in the cultivation world, acting without hesitation, too fearful to do much of anything. All cultivators are trembling in the naked body, they are afraid to have any surging sound, the silence of the entire Coffin City, All cultivator hearts are full of fear. Divine mystic great treasure cannot be the same level concept as ordinary cultivator. Xuanhuan's behavior is obviously completely clear, even if divine mystic great treasure can be mutually restrained, but wait until cloud spirit continent's divine before mystic great treasure came, he probably had already killed all the opposing cultivators and drifted away. What is this? At this time, Yin Corp sect has already sounded the alarm, and the numerous Yin Corp sect cultivators are extremely stunned, but Wei Suo and others in the secret place scriptures depository are still not aware of the arrival of Xuanhuan. They have already marched in the deep secret place of Yin Corp sect scriptures depository. They are surrounded by infinite darkness, like in the dead land without exit. On the ground in front, there are some cognac blood words, black and red. There is a strong great treasure atmosphere. I cannot be reconciled, divine mystic divine mystic. Wei Suo and others went forward and saw that there were 8 such great treasure words on the ground. It seems that a strong person is formed with blood, and it is extremely unwilling and stern. Who left 8 such great treasure words here? Han Wei was a little nervous, looking around, for fear that something terrifying suddenly rushed out of the darkness. Blood Spirit Old Ancestor, these 8 words should be the failure of Blood Spirit Old Ancestor to attack Divine Mystic, left before the fall. Yin Liwa felt the breath among the 8 blood words, and it was also a big shock. How could Blood Spirit Old Ancestor leave these 8 great treasure words before the fall? This, what made Yin Liwa suddenly and naked body is that the naked body of Ling Longtian, who was at the forefront, suddenly sank. The 8 blood words are not far from the secret place, a piece of land that still looks flat, and there is actually a ramp down. What could this place be? How can there be a coffin? Is it that Blood Spirit Old Ancestor buried himself inside? Yin Liwa and Wei Suo and others immediately followed Ling Longtian, and Han Wei couldn't help but surging sound. Surging sound. The exclamation is that this end of the ramp is actually a real tomb. Building. The walls are heavy, the drawer cold is like iron, and there is a grey beach in the middle. There is nothing in this space. In this environment, this grey beach gives people a feeling of horror. I don't know where this is. I used to enter Scripture's depository several times before, and there is no such secret place. Tomb. Yin Liwa can't help but took a deep breath. Spirit light is not visible on the grey eucalyptus, but it gives her a strong pressure of great treasure, which seems to contain something terrifying. This is not the sapling of Blood Spirit Old Ancestor. This cypress is also carved out of that monster beast bone, and it is equipped with strong great treasure restrictions. It is not a great treasure of divine mystic third layer. It is impossible to open. Ling Longtian narrowed his eyes, and the golden light in his eyes revealed his condensate. Path to Heaven. Author, Wu Zy. Chapter 757. Chapter 757 True Immortal. Is there a strong great treasure restrictions? Wei Suo and Ji Yat and others looked at each other. At this time, Wei Suo has also seen that the grey ash is indeed bone. It is the same material as the grey stone tablet when entering the Yin Corp sect scriptures depository. It should be the original Yin Corp sect establishing a sect to establish the scriptures depository. It already exists. However, from the appearance point of view, this grey bone is not only unusual, but there is no spirit light, and there is no restrictions. This secret place is not known to Yin Liwa. It should be a secret place that only the sect master inherits. It is very likely that there are also restrictions outside. It was opened by Blood Spirit Old Ancestor before the fall of Blood Spirit Old Ancestor. Maybe Blood Spirit Old Ancestor suddenly faced the impact of Divine Mystic, and finally the impact failed. There is no record to leave the place. Wei Suo is not a mystery at the moment, but the look on Ling Longtian is very dignified, and Wei Suo does not seem to be fake. Ling Longtian's eyes flashed in the eye, turning around the grey bones. There is bloody. At about the same time, everyone saw that there were 4 dry blood words on the ground opposite the grey skeleton. What exactly is secret place? The 4 blood words are almost black, with a very suspicious huo, a strong unwilling breath, like a strong man who finally refuses to roar. This is also the legacy of blood spirit old ancestor. It seems that he also does not know the mysteriousness of this grey skeleton. Wei Suo frowned and looked at the grey bones. Obviously, blood spirit old ancestor came here before the fall. It seems that I want to finally explore the mystery of this bone. I want to get the shapeshift great art from the bones that won't let him fall, but in the end it is still no shapeshift great art discovers the espresso place of this grey skeleton. Even the old antiques of Yin Corp Sect Generation Sect Master, Golden Core 5th layer late stage, all hate to leave such blood words, but also make this grey skeleton look extraordinary. Is it the highest book of Yin Corp Sect, the scriptures left by the founder of Yin Corp Sect? Otherwise, before the final fall of blood spirit old ancestor, why come here to find a glimmer of hope for life? Qi Longshan couldn't help but say. Steel Teeth younger sister, have you seen anything? Is there anything in it? Wei Suo looked at Ling Longtian, who was surrounded by the grey skeleton for a week and stopped again. Ling Longtian's eyes are very weird, and even the contents of the shapeshift great art great treasure, which is a self-contained space of storage bracelet, can be seen, as if you can see the void, maybe you can see the inside. This restrictions should be the great treasure of divine mystic 4th layer. The unique divine mark, which has a sense of enlightenment, is very strange. I don't have any shapeshift great art. Ling Longtian's look was a bit dignified and she didn't bicker with Wei Suo. She said this. So, can this restrictions break through? Han Wei couldn't help but look at Ling Longtian. You all come to me around the body. I am going to open this grey skeleton. Ling Longtian's eyes are flickered for a moment, said. Do as she said. Wei Suo nodded to Yin Liwa and Ji Yat. He personally followed Ling Longtian to explore the great treasure in ruins of Baibei, knowing the means of Ling Longtian, and the restrictions of the Ling Longtian continuation of the great treasure can be in and out. The restrictions of divine mystic great treasure, although terrifying, should be made for her. Not a threat. All the people gathered behind Ling Longtian, and the grey bracelet of Ling Longtian's hand was put on a grey light, forming a grey mask, covering a radius of about 3 feet. Immediately, Ling Longtian reached out and pressed it against the grey bones. Hey! Under the push of Ling Longtian, the grey cover 1U pulled out a gap. Chi! Numerous shades of green and green light suddenly overflowed, and a supreme's terrifying breath came out of the grey bones. Ah! Wei Suo and others all changed their faces. Ling Longtian's grey light curtain played a role, making a strip of Jiaorong, making them feel that there is no light that the shapeshift great art resists, but the smell of the grey bones is even the Wei Suo. They were all squeezed with almost no shapeshift great art breathing, making him feel extremely embarrassed. This breath makes Wei Suo feel completely different from what Ling Longtian said. It seems to be far beyond the breath of divine mystic great treasure. In front of this breath, Wei Suo feels like he is facing the then king of Vener. The emperor's sword is generally overwhelmed by the town of divine might. How can there be the majesty of the venerable emperor? No. Ling Longtian's face is also a change. Her perception is clearer than Wei Suo and others. The grey skeleton is also her imagination, and there is more than one breath. In addition to the divine mark power of the divine mystic great treasure of this restrictions, among the grey skeletons, there is a breath of true immortal level great treasure. Is there a corpse buried with true immortal great treasure? Ling Longtian's grey mask was shattered into a 2-foot diameter great treasure xiao under the impact of the shade of green light, but Ling Longtian did not stop and continued to push the lid. Pu. The dark green divine mark seems to be defeated by the grey brilliance outside Ling Longtian after the lid is opened. It is completely eroded by the grey brilliance and completely disappeared. This, Wei Suo and others suddenly saw that there was a group of purple and black brilliance in the coffin, and the twisted and unchanging ones gave the first impression that it was extremely embarrassing and savage. Under the purple-black brilliance, it is a group of bright red light, that is a discolored, completely divine mystic's true immortal chi interest, is revealed from the red light. Immediately, Wei Suo and others saw that the purple-black brilliance seemed to be an umbrella-like thing. This is the Purple River Blood Spirit Umbrella. This is the shapeshift great art great treasure of Blood Spirit old ancestors' strongest great treasure. He shocked divine mystic. After it was turned into fly ash, it was not born. I thought that it had already disappeared with his Ro annihilation. How can it be here? Yin Liwa a surging sound incredible exclamation. Purple blood spirit umbrella, Wei Suo is also amazed by great treasure. He had previously heard from Li Yazan and Xuanhuan old ancestor and others that blood spirit old ancestors purple river spirit umbrella was refining with thousands of newborn babies and was extremely vicious. Ling Longtian didn't have surging sound, but he reached out and grabbed the purple river blood spirit umbrella in the middle. I saw this purple river blood spirit umbrella is extremely stinky. All the handles and ribs are made of the unknown white bone, which is engraved with rune which is even thinner than the ants. The entire umbrella surface is like the oil film of blood and condense, a strip of purple and black chi flame, shaking on the umbrella surface, forming a figure that is awkward. It seems that there is no damage. This purple river blood spirit umbrella has the powerful energy of mystic rank high grade, and spirit light is shrouded in 1,000 feet, with amazing smearing of the other side of the shapeshift great art great treasure. Yin Liwa just took a look at the spirit light of the purple river blood spirit umbrella and said immediately. The range of shapeshift great art is so amazing. Wei Suo glanced at Ling Longtian and signaled that Ling Longtian gave him this shapeshift great art great treasure Jiao. This thing is too savage, refining the cultivator of this shapeshift great art great treasure, it is against the heavens. Must not be hospice, even if the cultivation base heaven defying, I am afraid to be killed by heavenly tribulation. Ling Longtian did not refuse, throwing this thing to Wei Suo, but at the same time sneer, I advise you to destroy this shapeshift great art great treasure, or you will be afraid of great treasure in the future. Steel teeth younger sister, you often refer to heavenly tribulation, which is heavenly tribulation, peacetime, and the shapeshift great art great treasure is it also relevant? Wei Suo got the warning of the white ancient heavenly dragon in the heavenly dragon burial mound, and learned that the cultivator like him who is too much in the tree seems beautiful in a forest. I am afraid to lead heavenly tribulation in advance, so listen to Ling Longtian. He did not immediately look at the gray skeleton, but immediately asked such a sentence. The modified shapeshift great art and the shapeshift great art great treasure used can motivate different origin chi, resulting in different heavenly tribulation. Ling Longtian cold smile. This piece of shapeshift great art great treasure shapeshift great art array extremely poisonous manipulated spicy, gather the astonishing resentment, with this kind of resentment to turn manipulated into shapeshift great art array powerful energy. This kind of resentment is not some level great treasure can Ro manipulated body fall and divine soul the divine sense, but ordinary mortals and cultivator some residual consciousness, pu through the consciousness of mortals and cultivator to this kind of immortal, do not know is refining this piece shapeshift great art great treasure cultivator, with what poison manipulated spicy means. And the cause and effect of the world, this is the ancient cultivator for the most heaven-defying level of great treasure, the only thing without shapeshift great art. According to the inheritance of our spirit race, we get such a shapeshift great art great treasure. If it doesn't ruin, it will definitely bring bad luck. This shapeshift great art great treasure's shapeshift great art is unique. If you want to destroy it, only outside, out, brute force, make its shapeshift great art array material overdraft powerful energy, otherwise directly destroy the tire naked body, which some of the bloody origin chi came out directly, and we were all hindered after looking at Wei Suo. Ling Longtian added one. The red light inside is fading. What happened? At this time, Yin Liwa was out of a surging sound. No body, the Wei Suo etal also saw that the bright red light at the bottom of the grey bones disappeared. There is nothing in it, only at the bottom, there is a blood-red silhouette-like rune. This coffin, like shapeshift great art great treasure, it seems that divine mystic great treasure can get the roar of the venerable emperor level great treasure, and the shapeshift great art array is arranged with the blood row of the venerable emperor level great treasure. The previous restrictions have nothing to do with this tired body. Ling Longtian's eyes flashed fiercely for a while, said. True immortal great treasure chi and blood refining shapeshift great art great treasure? This coffin is a shapeshift great art great treasure? Wei Suo and others suddenly dumped Nedbsp, but I haven't seen the shapeshift great art array above. It's unique. It's not like True Yuan's shapeshift great art great treasure. It seems to have a unique purpose. Ling Longtian looks dignified, true immortal great treasure can seem to make her respect enough. This, the grey bracelet on Ling Longtian's hand disappeared, and Wei Suo and others saw that although the grey bones were still breathtaking, there was no terrifying powerful energy on the grey bones. Wei Suo hesitated a little, and after a true Yuan rap, a surging sound whispered, but the grey bones were rolled up. OM. At this point, the entire scriptures depository seemed to suddenly tremble. What happened? The faces are slightly changed. OM. The tremors continued to come, and at the same time, a strange ghost crying surging sound, also faintly introduced in. Not a problem with this grey skeleton. There is a great treasure enemy, even the strongest mountain protecting restriction is activated. Husband, first put away this thing, let's go out and see. Yin Liwa's face changed dramatically. After saying this, she immediately swept out to the scriptures depository. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Path to Heaven. Author, Wu Zy. Chapter 758. Chapter 758 Divine Mystic Killing Wei Suo. Chapter 758 Divine Mystic Killing Wei Suo. The strongest mountain protecting restriction is open. Is there a divine mystic great treasure that can attack the mountain gate? Wei Suo reached out and took the grey bone straight and immediately followed Yin Liwa. He had just arrived Yin Corp Sect to ask Yin Liwa, no Yin Corp Sect the strongest mountain protecting is restriction Yin Ghost Mansion Great Underworld Asur Array, can withstand divine mystic great treasure can, Yin Corp Sect is around 32 cities, the strongest sect, and Fengzio 3 people at the same time impact Golden Core success, set out to tell others, Yin Corp Sect 3 Golden Core Great Treasure Cultivator Generation, dare to attack Yin Corp Sect Gate, and by Yin Corp's SECT open this mountain protecting restriction, even if not Huangpujualun and hunted over, and at least Huangpujualun at the same level cultivator. It's a cultured supreme kendo divine mystic great treasure that can attack my Shanman restrictions. Following Yin Liwa, just past the Yin Corp Sect scriptures depository, Ye Wushang's surging sound has already been heard. It's Huangpujualun, who dares to cross the border and storm the gates of Cloud Spirit Continent. Only the sentence, Wei Suo and Yin Liwa and others all reacted. At this moment, it is Sky Sword Sect Divine Mystic Great Treasure that can be Huangpujualun. OM. Wei Suo and Yin Liwa and others did not stop at all, just in the valley of the Grey Bone Monument. Just listening to it is a surging sound. The roar of giant great treasure came from the air. The void outside the door of the Yin Corp Sect gives a feeling of being shaken like a piece of rag. A bronze sword of Pang great treasure stands in a black sky that seems to be completely obscured by dark clouds. There are tens of thousands of origin chi condensed swords flying around, forming an unimaginable torrent that forms a macro great treasure. Extremely surging sound. Among the gates of Yin Corp Sect, many places in the mountain body and many quaint buildings are shining, and numerous splendid light jiao are woven together, forming numerous ray patterns in the sky. The mysterious light of a string of fluttering surrounds the gates of the entire Yin Corp section. Among these bright lights, there is also a surging sound of surging sound. From the manifestation, a double head 6 the arm, the bottom itself is a black demon of light. This black demon is almost the same as the divine mystic shapeshift great art of Xuanhuan, who is standing together at the moment. The shocking surging sound of end was precisely because of the six-armed impact of the sword light of the giant treasure divine might and the black demon of the roaring roar. In addition to guarding all kinds of restrictions Yin Corp sect cultivator, all the other Yin Corp sect have now been outside the various buildings in Yin Cultivator Corps. From the eye under the lust, Yin Corp sect's mountain protecting restriction seems to be able to withstand Xuanhuan attacks, but almost all Corp sect of Yin Cultivator are completely shocked, pale complexion, even many elders' characters are shivering all over. Xuanhuan's divine mystic powerful energy, Supreme's majesty, like the town's pressure on everyone's bones, is like a true god. This is the real divine mystic shapeshift great art. Yin Liwa and Jia, including Shui Ling were also instantly shocked. Mystic Wind sect master Yexian Cheng. Although it is also divine mystic great treasure, even Shui Ling has never seen divine mystic great treasure to release the divine mystic shapeshift great art. The powerful energy of divine mystic great treasure is terrifying to this point. Han Wei couldn't speak at all. It was just a casual piece of the tens of thousands of Jianguang of the origin chi condense of Xuanhuan's divine mystic shapeshift great art, which gave her a feeling of no resistance to shapeshift great art. At this moment, Xuanhuan's divine mystic shapeshift great art gives a kind of imposing manner to the whole mountain gate, and the battle between the gods of Yin Corp sect's strongest restrictions, countless swords, and the cracking of the light pattern gives an unimaginable feeling of disillusionment. After Yin Liwa calmed down, he and Wei Suo looked at each other and immediately went out of the valley and flew in the sky. Sect Master is out. There are many people who follow Sect Master, are the elders of the Presbyterian Church. Sect Master. It is two heaven-shaking cultivators from other great treasure land. In addition to this cultivator, there is a cultivator with heaven-shaking restrictions, which blocks the entire Coffin City and our Yin Corp sect gate. The restrictions are very weird. The shapeshift great art array in Coffin City is completely useless by shapeshift great art. Many of the protective shapeshift great art arrays in our gates are also useless, so we can only use this restrictions. As soon as Yin Liwa and Wei Suo appeared, two robes flew in and came to report. Two heaven-shaking cultivators blocked the entire Coffin City and Yin Corp sect gates. Wei Suo and others all secretly sneaked net completely out of their previous expectations. Who is there with Xuanhuan, who is a powerful character? I don't die, you have nothing to do with it. What are you doing here at Xuanhuan? Wei Suo immediately called the surging sound of the divine mystic shapeshift great art in the town of Xuanhuan. The light of the strongest restrictions of Yin Corp sect is not tight. Wei Suo and others rise up. When you see the divine mystic shapeshift great art of Xuanhuan has also clearly seen the figures of Wei Suo and others. Just above the black mask that covers the city, the infinite old deist, Wei Suo and others can't see it. Yin Corp sect cultivator, I will leave this person, I will naturally leave. Xuanhuan is like a godlike surging sound. It sounds around the body and the giant treasure surging sound, and simply ignores Wei Suo. Yin Liwa is now calm, volleying Wei Suo's side, completely a female sect master's demeanor. You directly block Coffin City, attack my mountain gate, do not put my sect in the eyes, I want to let me at the moment people, I advise you to leave quickly. Did you Yin Corp sect really want to be removed from Cloud Spirit continent today? Xuanhuan sneered. If you don't die, you can't break this restrictions. What do you say about great treasure? Wei Suo great treasure surging sound shouted, what is the identity? Since I want to kill me, I will never hide my head. I don't even dare to say my identity. Under Yufeng Reverend the surging sound of the old deist, from the higher void, surging sound sounds no well, very dull, as if doing a very common thing. Yufeng Reverend, this is the Supreme Elder of Fearless Heavenly Palace. Fearless Heavenly Palace, the oldest old antique. Shui Ling, nervous surging sound was immediately introduced into Wei Suo's ear. Fearless Heavenly Palace is the oldest old antique. Wei Suo eyes flash, the look is unchanged, said, the Emperor Pu is not dead, you have any helper, may wish to call out, or I will not go out the mountain gate, can you help me? Tell you anyway, Mystic Wind Sect Master will be there soon. This entire Coffin City area has been killed by Yufeng Reverend Divine Mark Great Treasure, your kind of shapeshift great art, in there is no shapeshift great art in this great treasure array. Huangpujualun was not stunned, with the terrifying pressure of surging sound, slowly falling. What, Cloud Spirit Continent Sect Mystic Wind Sect Master Yexian Cheng, another divine mystic great treasure can. Another divine mystic great treasure will come. What is the identity of this cultivator, and it will lead to the killing of two divine mystic great treasures. And Yexian Cheng will come soon. Yin Liwa and Ji Yat and others have no peace with the shapeshift great art, especially in the heart of Shui Ling. With Huangpujualun without shapeshift great art to break the calm performance under the Yin Corp Sect Mountain Gate, what he said is definitely not a rumor. Mystic Wind Sect Master Yexian Cheng will come. Two divine mystic great treasures can kill Wei Suo. Your Corp Sect's strongest restrictions does not hinder the inner cultivator shapeshift great art powerful energy. Will it hinder the cultivator that is close to the inside? Wei Suo's surging sound at the moment is clearly introduced into Yin Liwa's ear. As long as you don't touch these light curtains, you won't threaten the inner cultivator, and it won't affect the shapeshift great art of the inner cultivator. Yin Liwa answered immediately. Wei Suo's look did not change, and the figure immediately moved, sweeping towards the edge of the light that enveloped the entire Yin Corp Sect gate. You don't want to come over. Go to the Yang Rouge Bird. Yin Liwa and others are all staying. I don't know what Wei Suo wants to do, but I want to keep up, but I am immediately stopped by Wei Suo. Wei Suo is infinitely close to the light curtain formed by the light, just like the body of the demon that is the strong restrictions of Yin Corp's sect. No one can think of it at the moment. What Wei Suo wants to do at this time is to kill divine mystic great treasure and kill Huangpujualun. Yexian Cheng, if you arrive, the strongest restrictions of Yin Corp sect will also be difficult to resist and will definitely be defeated. Huangpujualun has already said to him that he has an impact on his mind. At this moment in the Coffin City area, I am afraid that his void-walking footwork will be affected by the extremely great treasure. It is very likely that there will be no shapeshift great art. At this moment, Wei Suo has seen that there are countless light lines in the black light curtains that cover the whole city. It is obvious that the oldest antique of Fearless Heavenly Palace is also the divine mark shapeshift great that can be left behind by some kind of ancient great treasure. Art great treasure. Wei Suo's divine ability, there is no shapeshift great art at all compared to Huangpujualun, but he has an amazing number of heavenly dragon blood fossils that can be used in conjunction with Dark North Fighting Revolution, shapeshift great art. Such supreme strong shapeshift great art, which is derived from Celestial Emperor Falling Star records, one of the shapeshift great art of the ancient 10 great treasure, can cover up to 1,000 feet, and Huangpujualun may not be able to withstand it. When Wei Suo used this Dao technique shapeshift great art with the cultivation heavenly dragon star body tempering technique, the reason why he stopped, was that he could continue to use this technique for the movement of shapeshift great art. And Wei Suo still has a King of Hell Grass in his hand. If it doesn't work, let Yang Rouge Bird ignite King of Hell Grass. Yin Corp sect is also the land of underworld Yin, which is deposited by Yin Qi. It may also lead to a strong great treasure underworld Yin creature. Deceased liar, it seems to be desperate seeing Wei Suo's approach to divine mystic shapeshift great art of Huangpujualun. It was a Loki Ling Longtian who was behind Yin Liwa, but it was light surging sound. Boom long. But at this time, in the sky far away from the secret place, there was a sudden surging sound of giant great treasure. This surging sound sounds like someone dragging a giant treasure in the air, shaking the world. Path to Heaven. Author, Wu Ziwei. Chapter 759. Chapter 759 Divine Lord. Tens of thousands of cultivators throughout Coffin City have been like the end of the day. Although I don't know what Wei Suo Huipuchualun is going to deal with, it is definitely an extraordinary power to make two divine mystic great treasures come to kill. All the cultivators in Coffin City are extremely afraid of the fire in the city gate, and the fish in the pool. Becoming the victim of this level of great treasure can fight shapeshift great art. Is that mystic wind sect divine mystic great treasure coming? At this moment, I heard the surging sound of the giant great treasure boom from the secret place. These tens of thousands of cultivators are even more shocked, because no matter what, the kind of surging sound gives a feeling of a great treasure. In the fast by near. Not mystic wind sect master arrived. What is the great treasure character coming over? Wei Suo's original face changed dramatically, thinking that Ye Xiancheng arrived, but he also saw that Huangpujualun's divine mystic shapeshift great art was slightly shocked. It seemed to be a bit shocking, which made Wei Suo judge that this came cultivator and not Ye Xiancheng. Just when Wei Suo and others were in a state of uncertainty, the old deist, who was sitting on top of the sky, was infinitely old, but he also opened his eyes and spewed red divine light in his eyes. In the sky on the south side, a golden glory of Pon's great treasure crossed the void with unimaginable degrees. Among the golden light, it is also a cultivator dressed as a Taoist. Pang great treasure's golden light and crushing the void produced a giant great treasure roaring surging sound, which was made by a golden bottle gourd under his feet. This golden bottle gourd is full of a mountain-like giant treasure, which looks extremely heavy. The cultivator dressed as a Taoist priest dressed in a beige robes, with a cyan raft on his head, a pair of identical cyan rafts under his feet, his skin as white yew, with his hands on his face, looks only 27 years old. But a pair of calm eyes is full of wise divine light, as if reading the vicissitudes of life. Between the cultivator and the naked body, the natural body surging sound clear yin, even the most common cultivator, as long as you see the Yufeng Reverend and the cultivator, you will naturally feel the cultivator's stronger great treasure, divine ability is even more amazing. This name cultivator, the naked body is like a Deo venerable non-stop yin, it is also a divine mystic great treasure. Bottled gourd, the old antique fearless heavenly palace is the oldest antique. Divine light has a slight bounce. It seems that I can see the identity of this coming divine mystic great treasure, but he has no surging sound, and shapeshift great art also did not stop. Where is fellow deist, sealing the entire Coffin City and attacking the Yin Corp sect gate? A somewhat ethereal surging sound, with awe-inspiring pressure, suddenly came out from the distant secret place, and immediately passed into Coffin City. Isn't divine mystic great treasure from Mystic Wind sect? Is it the arrival of our great spirit of Cloud Spirit continent, inside and outside of Coffin City and Yin Corp sect? Many of the cultivators' eyes convey this message. It should be the great treasure of Cloud Spirit continent. How come it is so fast? Wei Suo's eyes flashed a horrified look. Coffin City's transmission shapeshift great art array has been used without shapeshift great art, and even if it comes from the nearest city of Coffin City, I am afraid it is not so fast. And Ye Xiancheng is not here until now, maybe it is to go to the surrounding city to make some arrangements, so that Cloud Spirit continent's great treasure can be quickly rushed without shapeshift great art, so as to avoid a frontal conflict. The Cloud Spirit continent's divine mystic great treasure can come so quickly, and only one possibility is that the divine mystic great treasure can be located just in the secret place from Coffin City. Hey! Huangpujualun divine mystic shapeshift great art, a burst of emptiness underneath, the entire divine mystic shapeshift great art suddenly shrank and disappeared. The white robes of the Huangpujualun sinked into the water and swept upward. Pang great treasure's black light curtain appeared a gap, let Huangpujualun pass through, now in the air above Yufeng Reverend. Under Sky Sword Sect Huangpujualun, fellow deist should be Heaven Transformation Cult Sect Master. Just a glance at the distant secret place and the people who came from the sky, Huangpujualun immediately made such a surging sound. Below is Sushengxiu. The surging sound of the sacred gods of Fengshen is so clear and distant. Why is the fellow deist far from the sky, cloud spirit, great treasure? It's actually the Heaven Transformation Cult Sect Master Wei Suo and Yin Liwa couldn't help but look at each other. Heaven Transformation Cult Sect Master arrive in person, such a sudden change, no one expected. There is a cultivator in the Yin Corp Sect Gate, which is my heavenly profound continent cultivator, which destroyed my Sky Sword Sect, and a spiritual stone's vein. Yin Corp Sect refused to give this name cultivator, so it can only be used. Huangpujualun looked at Heaven Transformation Cult Sect Master Sushengxiu, which was close to the void above Coffin City, and squinted. Yin Corp Sect has joined the Great Transformation Alliance, and my Heaven Transformation Cult is an offensive and defensive alliance, and the royal family fellow deist revenge, sealed the entire Coffin City. Unreasonable, please withdraw the restrictions, Sushengxiu said calmly. Sushengxiu is to protect us. He does this. I am afraid that some of the Heaven Transformation sects, the swaying sect, will choose to join the Great Treasure. And Yin Corp sect is the strongest sect among the 32 cities around the world. He chose to rely on Heaven Transformation Cult, and he decided not to let Yin Corp sect lose. Sushengxiu's words are exported, and Wei Suo and Yin Liwa have already heard Sushengxiu's words very careless. Obviously, regardless of the reason, we must keep Wei Suo and Yin Corp's sect. If this person just provokes me a sect, maybe I can sell a sect master face, Huangpujualun said coldly, but this person also killed the great treasure cultivator of Fearless Heavenly Palace and also had great treasure revenge with Mystic Wind section. Even if I promised, Sect Master Ye would not agree. So, Sect Master Ye will also be arrive in person. Sushengxiu's reading of countless eyes in the world also flashed a surprised look. It was also a surprise for a cultivator to bring two divine mystic great treasures together with a golden core 5th layer great treasure cultivator. It should be coming soon, Huangpujualun nodded. It was obvious that even if Sushengxiu blocked it, he would also break the Yin Corp sect gate and kill Wei Suo. Even if Sect Master Ye is coming, I still listen to what I say, and it's good to be good, but Sushengxiu seems to be more powerful. Looking at Huangpujualun. So fellow deist, do you think that with your divine ability, can you stop me and Sect Master Ye from breaking this mountain gate? Huangpujualun's surging sound, with a touch of cold. Sushengxiu didn't talk for a while, just turned slightly and looked at the rear sky. Both Huangpujualun and Yufeng Reverend are slightly discolored on the face, and in the far secret place sky behind Sushengxiu, a white light of Pang Great Treasure is revealed. The white light of the Pang Great Treasure is a white U mountain suspended in the air. There are a series of white clouds around the white U mountain. There seem to be pavilions and pavilions. There are more than 10 figures on the platform above the highest pavilion. There is no amount of U mountain. As soon as I saw this white U mountain, Huangpujualun and Yufeng Reverend's face became a bit ugly. So Sect Master, where is fellow deist? At this time, the white Yushin is still a long distance from Huangpujualun and others. A surging sound with Supreme's majestic surging sound is already transmitted. Sect Master Wang is the Sky Sword Sect fellow deist. Sushengxiu's look is unchanged and far-reaching. Is it the Sect Master Wang Wei of Heavenly Emperor Dao? Wei Suo, Heavenly Emperor Dao is also Cloud Spirit Continent's great section. Wang Wei has already broken into Divine Mystic Realm as early as 100 years ago. Yin Liwa surprised the sound transmission to Wei Suo. She was a little unbelievable, and forgot to call Wei Suo husband as before, but directly called his name. Is there a divine mystic great treasure to arrive? This is even dumbfounded by Wei Suo in Yin Corp's sect. Divine mystic great treasure, like the level 9 monster beast in the wilderness, is the world's most prestigious existence. Even the golden core great treasure cultivator, you may not see a divine mystic great treasure in your life. But now this divine mystic great treasure can seem like a market. one after another. Fellow deist, you go to my cloud spirit continent and block the entire city. It seems that some of us don't put our cloud spirit continent cultivator in our eyes. The surging sound on the White U mountain continues to come, but the tone is not as peaceful as Sushengxiu. Sect Master Wang, do you really want to protect the cultivator hiding in the gate of Yin Corp sect? With the sect master, Huangpujualun said with a slight eye, this cultivator not only has great treasure with our Sky Sword sect, but also has great treasure for the Fearless Heavenly Palace, True Martial Sect, and Mystic Wind Section. Mystic Wind Sect Master Ye will also come. Sect Master Ye arrive in person. What about? I can pick up with Su Sect Master. How come? Are you Heavenly Profound Continent Cultivation World, want to fight with our Cloud Spirit Continent Cultivation World? There was a very rude sneer on the White Yushan. Huangpujualun also sneered. Why, Sect Master Wang would rather be an irrelevant cultivator, and our Heavenly Profound Continent is a few great sect Jiao evil. Are you a threat? The surging sound on the White U mountain is unwelcome. I don't think you have Heavenly Profound Continent's cultivator. There is a threat that can threaten us. Heavenly Emperor Dao seems to be so close to Heaven Transformation Cult. It seems to be on the same line as Heaven Transformation Cult. Two divine mystic great treasures are coming so fast. Maybe it's just a matter of negotiating nearby. Among the Yin Corp sect gates, Yin Liwa and Wei Suo couldn't help but look at each other and saw the meaning in the other's eyes. Unlike Heavenly Profound Continent's 10 great treasure class sects, Cloud Spirit Continent has 4 levels of great sect that scale above all sects: Heaven Transformation Cult, Achievement and Virtue Sect, Heavenly Emperor Dao, and Immortal Ascension Sect. These 4 great treasures, the Path of Cultivation Empire, in addition to Heaven Transformation Cult and Achievement and Virtue Sect, are said to be a lot of hatred. The other 2 great sect, at least in other sects' view, are out of the way. No Shapeshift Great Art concludes that Heaven Transformation Cult is close to Achievement and Virtue section at this moment. Heavenly Emperor Dao Sect Master Wang Wei seems to be just a matter of fact, but the secret place gives a feeling of standing on the same line as Heaven Transformation Cult. In addition, Heaven Transformation Cult has organized the Great Transformation Alliance, Heavenly Emperor Sect, and can't help but give Wei Suo and Yin Liwa a different feeling. The whole Cloud Spirit Continent cultivation world feels like rain. Huangpujualun was quiet at this moment, standing in the air. A yellow streamer appeared again in the distant secret place, coming towards Coffin City. As the yellow streamer gets closer and closer, a slap in the face of a singular great treasure, into the Coffin City and Yin Corp sect gates. Heavenly Profound Continent Great Sect Mystic Wind Sect Master, Yexiancheng is here. Path to Heaven. Author, Wu Ziwei. Chapter 760. Chapter 760. Yi Xuanhuan's face is calm, still wearing a normal yellow shirt, crossed in the void, seems to be completely connected with the surrounding world. Although he appeared later than the White U Mountain of Heavenly Emperor Dao, but first arrived, first to the side of Huangpujualun, without a word, confrontation with Heaven Transformation Cult Sect Master Sushengxiu, waiting for the White of Heavenly Emperor Dao Yushan is coming. The White U Mountain also came very quickly, and it was in the void on the side of Sushengxiu. The whole White U Mountain is more than 200 feet, surrounded by blossoming white clouds, very embarrassing, full of inexplicable charm. On a platform in front of the pavilion at the top of U Mountain, there are more than 10 cultivators standing. Among the more than 10 cultivators, 5 of them are old and thin, and the old man who has only one bone left, like Yu Feng Reverend, seems to be getting up from the coffin, too old to be old. Dead wood. The other 7 or 8 cultivators are in sharp contrast, and they are all rich, like God King, with a young cultivator of white divine light. At the forefront, a young man is eye-catching, beautiful and almost demon, and the white divine light is almost twice as large as the other young cultivators. The body of the spiritual chi, in his behind the head condense around a bright white moon and a golden sun, the sun and the moon. Sun and moon, this amazing variation scenery, can be seen that this young man's work, shapeshift great art, must be extremely extraordinary. The rest of the young cultivator and the four old people's spiritual chi are also condensed white feather cranes, unicorns, Deo venerable and other extraordinary shapes. These 10 cultivators should be Heavenly Emperor Deo's Supreme Elder and true disciple level great treasure characters. The previous surging sound of Heavenly Emperor Deo's sect master Wang Wei did not show up. Why, Huang Pujualun, Yexian Cheng, just because you two are in person, you want to overwhelm our cloud spirit continent cultivation world, our Weijiao people. Yexian Cheng is not obvious, but the face and the naked body give people an unusually bright feeling. At this moment, when I see this white U mountain, he still does not take the initiative to surging sound, and the top of the white U mountain, this 10 among the temples behind the Heavenly Emperor sect cultivator, which is standing behind, it is the surging sound of Heavenly Emperor Deo sect master Wang Wei. This surging sound sounds like a vibrating void, making the entire sky faint. Our divine mystic great treasures, Coffin City actually got 4 divine mystic great treasures, /p. 4 divine mystic great treasure can, in the unlikely event that shapeshift great art rises, I am afraid that the entire Coffin City will be turned into fly ash. /p. Evenly Emperor Deo sect master Wang Wei is very strong, I am afraid I really want to fight, /p. The cultivators inside and outside the Coffin City and Yin Corp sect gates are all without the shapeshift great art. The 4 divine mystic great treasures can be seen in the black light curtain, but I heard the dialogue of Wang Wei and others. The cultivators are all horrified and fall to the ground. The divine mystic fight, which revolves around Yin Corp sect and affects Coffin City, I am afraid that no one in Coffin City will survive. Divine mystic great treasure can, in the cultivation world, is the real God King, can completely control the life and death of ordinary cultivator, divine might, a finger. I am afraid that dozens of cultivators can be instantly turned into fly ash. The king is respected, Wang Wei, Sushenxiu, I don't want to do unnecessary struggles. Since you want to stop me today, you have to come up with the strength that I am convinced Wang Wei's surging sound is extremely strong, by people, but Yesuankan's surging sound is still very calm, like a meteorite in the water. Hurricane. Still dare to call us sect master, do not want to fall in the cloud spirit continent, and leave. And the platform of the White U Mountain, a giant great treasure white lotus on the body, wearing a Yuhapeshift great art clothing, the young cultivator great treasure surging sound. Yi Xiancheng looked at the young cultivator from afar. Ah! Without any traces, this gas is extremely extraordinary, obviously the young Eurobed cultivator of the genius cultivator. Suddenly the great treasure called a surging sound, and it flew out, black fluttering, spewing a blood in the mouth, and the reveals in the eyes stunned. It's still not your turn. Yexiancheng is still calming out the surging sound. From the outside appearance, he couldn't see any traces of his shots, but a genius golden core cultivator, which was more than 500 feet away from him, was shot at him. What is this divine might? There were more than a dozen cultivators in the White Yushan. They all had some ridiculous looks, but they saw that the young Eurobed cultivator had no resistance to vomiting blood. The rest of the cultivator also suddenly felt the pressure of Pang great treasure, and they did not dare to have any more Zaya. Heart of Shake ancient scripture, it turns out that you have already enlightened to shake the great treasure knowledge. However, it is true that I can show my strength. /p. With the surging sound of Wang Wei, a figure emerges from the top of the pavilion. It is a middle-aged man with no need for white face. The facial features are distinct. It is completely dressed as an emperor, wearing a golden crown, wearing a golden robes, peddling gold coiling dragon boots, and a waist-studded purple belt. His body is full of unparalleled light, making people faceless with the shapeshift great art, such as the same group of real golden sun, a golden light like a long sword. The horror of Wanang's arrogance was rolled out from him like a tsunami. His eyes are fierce, standing in the heavens and the earth, such as Tianzun's coming to the world, it is extremely compelling. But his naked body, not really fleshly body, his naked body, is a strip of light, entwined, including clothing, are also made of strange light, brilliance, his naked body appearance, inside the naked body, there is no secret place not in the divine light. Divine sense incarnation, Yuan Pujualun couldn't help but step back. Wang Wei's divine light shapeshift great art made him feel horrified and terrifying for the first time. Yi Xiancheng, who has been calm and waveless, has also seen a glimmer of brilliance. I don't think Sect Master Wang has already repaired divine mystic fourth layer. You can leave Wang Wei is very strong, and the surging sound in divine light shapeshift great art is extremely majestic, with a supreme pressure. Yu Feng Reverend, you take away restrictions, Ye Xiancheng said to Yu Feng Reverend. Huang Pujualun's face was extremely gloomy, and sword chi was scattered. He knew that Ye Xiancheng had already been forced to make concessions. Today, it must be Wei Suo. Yu Feng Reverend, who is very old, did not speak. The spiritual chi slowly converges, and the black sorrow is in his hands. The black great treasure flag on the top of his head disappears into his celestial spirit, covering the black hood of Coffin City. Heavenly Transformation Golden Gourd. Dear God, that is the legendary Heaven Transformation Cult Sect Masters to Great Treasure, Heavenly Transformation Golden Gourd. It is said to be made with an ancient great treasure shapeshift great art great treasure fragment. It is the shapeshift great art great treasure of half immortal level. No one can escape under this shapeshift great art great treasure. /P. There is no amount of U mountain. This is the great treasure that Heavenly Emperor Dao Sect Master Wang Wei personally refines. /P. 4 divine mystic great treasures can. It really 4 divine mystic great treasures. Can't fight now. I can't think of the supreme majesty of the 4 divine mystic great treasures. /P. The black light curtain was scattered, and all of Coffin City and Yin Corp sect cultivators saw Sushenxiu and others in the void, which were very shocking. Divine mystic fourth layer, well, the current cultivation world has this cultivation base. While seeing the divine light shapeshift great art of Wang Wei on the White Yu Mountain, Ling Longtian immediately sneaked a surging sound. That is avatar condensed with divine sense, part of divine ability with great treasure, not a real fleshly body. Wei Suo also saw that Wang Wei was not the real body, but the incarnation of supreme divine ability. At this moment, his true body may be in the White Yu Mountain, but maybe it is not known how many miles away, just through the avatar remote sensing to know everything under the eyes. In this heavenly transformation golden gourd, there is a strong great treasure divine might. At about the same time, Wei Suo felt that the Yishan was okay, but Sushenxiu's heavenly transformation golden gourd made him feel the face of the king of venerable emperor. The ancient great treasure can be shapeshift great art great treasure. When you can feel the breath. This heavenly transformation golden gourd, which may also contain the great treasure divine mark that great treasure can engrave. Shui Ling Yu Feng Reverend. After the black light curtain was put away, Ye Xiancheng did not care about Sushenxiu and Wang Wei's avatar, and the eyes fell directly on Shui Ling in the gate of Yin Corp's sect. In the Yin Corp's sect, there are so many stunning female cultivators. The natural talent of these stunning female cultivators is very extraordinary and is the best choice for Dao companion, /P. Without Heavenly Emperor Dao and dozens of surrounding cities, there is no sample level female cultivator at all, /P. As soon as the black light curtain went, the cultivator in Coffin City did not see shapeshift great art in the Yin Corp's sect, but the Heavenly Emperor Dao cultivator on the White Yu Mountain above also saw the Yin Corp sect shapeshift great art. In the midair, Yin Liwa and Shui Ling Ji Yat and others. Several young cultivators of Heavenly Emperor Dao suddenly flashed a glimpse of the fascinating look, especially the most important cultivator of the amazing movement scenery, which is the most fascinating scene of the day. A greedy look, his eyes are first on Shui Linger and Ji Yat. Master, Shui Linger naked body shivered and bowed to Yexiancheng who was standing in the air. I will give you another last chance. Yexiancheng reached out and said to Wei Suo in front of Shui Linger. As long as you completely open the boundaries with this person, now I can go back to Mystic Wind Sect with me. I can never go anywhere. You are still my true disciple and can accept my supreme books from Mystic Wind Section, /p. Shui Linger trembled slightly and didn't answer for a while. What, do you have any concerns? Yexiancheng looked at Shui Linger. You should know that I have never said anything. I have already formed Dao companion with him. Shui Linger shook her head and looked up at Yexiancheng. There was a stubborn power that made her pure and perfect, and she didn't touch any human atmosphere. I want to follow him, no shapeshift great art and him divide the boundaries. So, you would rather have Mystic Wind Sect because of this person, and my Mystic Wind Sect is an enemy forever. Xuanhuan's face became cold and her eyes looked at Wei Suo and Shui Linger. Sorry, master, my mind has been decided. Shui Linger looked a little white, but bit his teeth and bowed to Yexiancheng. From today, I have decided with you, and you don't have to call me a teacher. See you later. You must kill, I won't have any leave lust. Xuanhuan's face restored calm, a faint look at Wei Suo and Shui Linger, turned and left. Xiao Things, you won't be so lucky every time. Huang Pujualun looked at Wei Suo with a cold look and turned into a streamer. This woman turned out to be Dao companion of this person. At the same time, on the White Yu Mountain of Heavenly Emperor Dao, the young cultivator, whose name was slightly flashing, looked at Shui Linger and Wei Suo and others, and did not know what was in mind. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Path to Heaven. Author, Wu Ziyi. Chapter 761. Chapter 761 is more arrogant. Shui Linger, this female cultivator is the Shui Linger of Heavenly Profound Continent Mystic Wind Sect. The cultivator was killed in the Heavenly Profound Continent by the Mystic Wind Sect and the old antique cultivator called Domineering Reverend Rogue Cultivator. The Domineering Reverend is said to be Wei Suo, and the Genius Cultivator before C Immortal Sect seems to have the same name. It can't be the same person, C Immortal Sect's Genius Cultivator, but grows Yin Corpse Sect, kills Yin Corpse Sect's Golden Core Great Treasure Cultivator Yeling, and Yin Corpse Sect is a deadly enemy. How could he hide in Yin Corpse Sect in the middle of the mountain gate? And the Golden Core Cultivator of C Immortal Sect won't be the cultivation base of Golden Core first layer before, and it's impossible to run Heavenly Profound Continent and kill several Golden Cores above Heaven layer. Heaven Shaking Great Treasure Cultivator Divine Ability. Throughout the cultivator in Coffin City, seeing Yexiancheng and Huang Pujualun, Yu Feng Reverend left, all great treasures breathed a sigh of relief, discuss spiritedly, speculating on Wei Suo's origins. Sect Master Yin, I have something to do, and I will leave early. Sushenxu above the heavenly transformation Golden Gourd of Pang Great Treasure did not stop, and after seeing Wei Suo and Yin Liwa and others, they left directly in the direction of coming. Thanks to Su Sect Master and Sect Master Wang for coming out to resolve this robbery. Yin Liwa took a tribute to Sushenxu and Divine Light Shapeshift Great Art at Wangwei on White Mountain. You don't have to be polite like the scorching sun, the inside and outside of the naked body is full of violent divine light, so that the entire city is located in Wangwei under his polar road. Divine might, nodded, under the magnificent light flashes, disappeared behind the White Yushan Pavilion Inn. It turned out that it was just breaking through to divine mystic fourth layer soon. This divine sense incarnation is not as long-lasting as shapeshift great art, and it seems that it may not be able to comprehend how much origin chi shapeshift great art. When Ling Longtian came out of the Yin Corp Sect Scriptures depository, she had already provoked Bamang shapeshift talisman. She had been staying behind Yin Liwa and others for a low-key look. She secretly looked at Wang Wei, but now she secretly sneaked away. The smashed one surging sound. Sect Master Yin, I have something to do with sect master Yin and the fellow deist. I wonder if I can enter your sect mountain gate. At this time, the face of the Yushin on the infinitely beautiful cultivator was a young cultivator, but the figure was moving from the platform on the top of the Wushan mountain, and it was volleyed, with the same life and the moon, and the harvest was amazing. Yin Liwa is a little bit stunned. Who is this person? Wei Suo's surging sound was also introduced into her ear. Wei Suo has also noticed that the name Spiritual Qi has formed a young cultivator of the amazing variation scenery. Only after his aura determining technique is swept away, the cultivation base of the young cultivator has reached the middle stage of the golden core fourth layer. On the true Yuan cultivation base, it is slightly higher than him. The spiritual Qi in this person is the same as the sun and the moon. It should be one of Heavenly Emperor Sek's four great treasure true disciple. Lu Weijin, Heavenly Emperor Sek's true biography. First senior brother Lu Jinyu is his brother. I don't know him. What is the intention to come? Let's see it again. Yin Liwa immediately gave Wei Suo sound transmission such a sentence. The face is also not moving. Surging sound color, said Lu Weijin, who came to the volley. Lu fellow deist visits this sect, naturally can't deny. In this case, Chinese teacher, Lu Shidi, you are with me. When I heard Yin Liwa say this, Lu Weijin smiled a little and turned and said this to the infinite Yushin behind him. Then, on the infinite Yushin, a young cultivator wearing a crimson, bamboo-like rune shapeshift great art suit, and a young cultivator wearing a purple, shapeshift great art dress with dozens of golden stars on the back, grabbed down and followed behind him. However, there is no stop for the infinite Yushin, and it flies away from the direction of heaven. Transformation cult sect master Sushenxu. Heavenly Emperor sect. Four great treasure true disciples. Cultivation base and divine ability are far from the usual true disciple. Among the four great treasure true disciple, the other two true disciple cultivation bases are similar to Lu Weijin. However, first senior brother Lu Jinyu has already reached the cultivation base of the golden core fifth layer, and Lu Jinyu is only in his 40s. It is only a matter of time before the divine mystic cultivation base breaks through. Yin Liwa sneaked the sound transmission to the ears of Wei Suo and others. From the perspective of Wang Wei's pressure on Yesuanken's lust shape, the strength of this level of sect of Cloud Spirit Continent is probably above Mystic Wind sect. Let the restrictions go. After Yin Liwa sound transmission, the order was made. Yin Corp sect's strongest mountain protecting restriction, Underworld Yin Ghost House Great Treasure closed the entire gate. If you don't let go of restrictions, no one has shapeshift great art. Divine Mystic Great Treasure can be either hands-free or hands-on. Both divine ability are extremely terrifying, even if the winning side may suffer damage from the other god's great treasure, so divine mystic great treasure can the agreement, it is impossible to violate. Yin Liwa is not afraid of Huang Pujualun and Yexian Cheng at the moment, without any trust, killing a carbine. Lu Weijin, surrounded by two other true disciples, fell into the door of Yin Corp's sect, where divine light shines, just as God King's son is coming. I don't know if Lu fellow deist great treasure is coming. Is there anything to do with us? Yin Liwa did not take Lu Weijin 3 people deep, and directly brought the 3 into the nearby Great Corpse sect, a great treasure hall for visitors. Purple yew bamboo is planted around this great treasure hall, and Yin Qi is isolated. The great treasure hall is made of jade yew, and there is no sinister atmosphere. Sect Master Yin, I want to talk to you and the fellow deist alone about lust. If it is convenient, can you please leave the rest temporarily? Lu Weijin and 2 other Heavenly Emperor sect true disciples sat down in the great treasure hall, and they were completely level with Lin Taixu. They were high above the sky and overlooking the atmosphere. This is natural. Yin Liwa and Wei Suo looked at each other and they were a little surprised. Ji Yat and others all left first. Only the 3 Heavenly Emperor sect true disciple, Yin Liwa, Wei Suo, and Lu Weijin, were left in the entire great treasure hall. Sky Sword sect and Mystic Wind sect. Divine Mystic Great Treasure can be ARR in person. To kill you, presumably this fellow deist should be domineering. Reverend fellow deist Wei, Lu Weijin spoke and asked Wei Suo. Below is the surname Wei. Wei Suo does not move the surging sound color, and can't guess the meaning of Lu Weijin. I just heard Shui Linger say that she has already formed Dao companion with you. I don't know if this is true. Lu Weijin took a deep look at Wei Suo and asked. Wei Suo glimpsed, the brows were undetectable, and Lu Weijin's words were very abrupt and made him feel uncomfortable. This is indeed true. I don't know why Lu fellow Daoist asked this question. Wei Suo looked at Lu Weijin and asked. It's also very fascinating to Shui Linger, and if you're not mistaken, Shui Linger is the best water spirit root cultivator, and there's just one sharpshift great art water spirit Yuan Qi, who needs such a female cultivator. Flushing the fleshly body can be repaired to great treasure. Lu Weijin looked calm and waveless, watching Wei Suo say, I want to ask fellow Daoist Wei if I can give Shui Linger to Dao companion. What? Yin Liwa and Wei Suo all changed. The two thought that the one of Heavenly Emperor Sek's true disciple was looking for two people. What was the secret place great treasure? I didn't expect this person to open the door, that is, Wei Suo gave up Shui Linger. Shui Linger is Wei Suo's Dao companion, but a living person, not an artifact refinement material. What shapeshift great art great treasure? Lu Weijin directly asks for it, although the tone is calm, but it is rude and arrogant. Pole. Of course I will not let fellow Daoist Wei suffer in vain. Seeing that Wei Suo's face suddenly became gloomy, Lu Weijin's face was still very calm, and his fingers were light, giving a feeling of great treasure. I can give fellow Daoist Wei an impactor level of spirit pellet as makeup. At the moment, there is no shortage of Danyao. Wei Suo looked at Lu Weijin without a look at lust and said, I think fellow Daoists still dismissed this idea as well. It is rude to talk to my brother so much. Lu Weijin, the young cultivator wearing a crimson shapeshift great art suit, is indifferent, and there is a high risk god lust. Really, how do I feel that I am very polite? Wei Suo looked at the young cultivator wearing a crimson shapeshift great art suit and said faintly. These levels of great sect control the cultivator of the great treasure, right? It is really more than arrogant, even this direct pressure. Ask Dao companion, things can be done. You have to figure out who you are talking to. Another Heavenly Emperor Dao true disciple wearing a purple shapeshift great art sneered, if it wasn't for our sect master to help you out, now you have become a fly ash. That's not necessarily. Wei Suo simply ignored the Heavenly Emperor Dao disciple and looked at Lu Weijin. What else is fellow Daoist? Shui Linger is mine, I can help you with Mystic Wind section. Lu Weijin doesn't say anything else, but still pulls on Shui Linger. Not required. Wei Suo said without hesitation. You don't know how to lift. Heavenly Emperor Dao disciple wearing a purple shapeshift great art dress has a look on her face, looking directly at Wei Suo. You don't think that Yin Corp sect has joined the Great Transformation Alliance? The Great Transformation Alliance also relies on our Heavenly Emperor Dao. You have already provoked a great treasure enemy like Mystic Wind sect and Sky Sword section. If you get our Heavenly Emperor Dao again, I don't believe you can stand in the cultivation world. Another young cultivator in the crimson shapeshift great art suit is also sneer. If there is nothing else, then there is no need to say more. Wei Suo had no face lust, and he looked down and didn't look at the faces of the three people. This Heavenly Emperor Dao true disciple wearing a crimson shapeshift great art suit and the Heavenly Emperor Dao true disciple wearing a purple shapeshift great art suit are only the cultivation base of the golden core first layer. A character like this, Wei Suo at ordinary times, you can kill it at your fingertips. Such a cultivation base, even dare to call in front of his great treasure, threatening face to face. If the two are Heavenly Emperor Dao disciple, the two guys may have been shot directly by him. As for Lu Weijin, Wei Suo does not believe that he has the ability to compete with his own void-walking footwork and Zhentian shapeshift great art. And if it wasn't for Heaven Transformation Cult Sect Master Sushenxiu, he might already be able to use the Dark North Fighting Revolution shapeshift great art to smash Huang Pujualun, and then even if Ye Xiancheng arrived, with Ye Xiancheng alone, there would be no shapeshift great at all. Art breaks through the gates of Yin Corp's sect. Lu Weijin did this, obviously not to put him in the eye, has made him feel the killing intent, but now is the time, he has no shapeshift great art. But to make him and these people better surging sound, he is definitely not able to do it. Well, then fellow deist way, think about it again. Lu Weijin squatted and stood up, his face still calm and waveless, but the bottom of his eyes was a flash of light. Immediately, he did not say hello to Yin Liwa, went straight out and left Yin Corp sect directly. Since each great treasure group is basically full, the book friend has created a new VIP group. Into the group conditions, subscribe to Tongtian's book friends. After entering the group, please provide the administrator with a screenshot of the personal portal to verify the identity. Innocent Safflower will VIP Rudder, group number 1787711346. Those who are interested in communicating with other book friends can join in the game. Path to Heaven. Author, Wu Ziyi. Chapter 762. Chapter 762 Divine Mark Chang, Xianyan Chuan. In the fire furnace room of Jiya Quiet Room, purple chi lingers, a group of 2 adults, great treasure Xiao essence metal, suspended in the mouth of the sable from the furnace. At this time, the firepower of the sable from the stove has been stirred to the most great treasure, among the purple crystal-like flames, and even a purple-colored divine glow is occasionally found. Ling Longtian, a surging sound, is sitting on the ground in front of the fire. Some of the miscellaneous materials piled up beside her, there are great treasures of various essence metal, ling mua, and bone powders, as well as containers filled with various solutions. Ghost raising jar is also next to a great treasure on her side. Green-robed old man emerges from time to time, looking at the purple eyes from the essence metal above the stove. Wei Suo sits on the other side of the divine fire stove. The water emperor of his Ponte Gret treasure is lingering on his head. He seems to have opened a myriad of xiao mouths and continually spits origin chi. At the same time, a string of light threads like true yuan flowing from his hands, in front of him, quickly formed a wave of one ang-like divine mark. Pa. In this mysterious rumor, the divine mark, which is full of unspeakable charms, was halfway through, and the entire divine mark suddenly slammed and shattered, instantly forming a myriad of space in the vicinity of Wei Suo. Like a crack, like a bright spring in the space, it disappears completely without leaving any traces. It is the 5th day at the moment that Lu Weijin left Yin Corp's sect. During these 5 days, Wei Suo did not stop at all, trying to temper the divine mark that essence metal and congeal Ling Longtian passed to him. Because the 2 divine mystic cultivators teamed up to kill, completely beyond his expectations, coupled with the threat from Lu Weijin, Wei Suo is now at the same time as congeal divine mark, has begun to engulf water attribute monster core cultivation water emperor sun swallowing secrets. The current situation is very serious, which made him have to reconsider, decided not to wait for the news of Buddha nature holy fruit, try to raise the cultivation base with the water attribute monster core on hand. Anyway, water emperor sun swallowing secrets cultivation does not conflict with other shapeshift great art and does not affect Wei Suo's attempt to congeal divine mark. The first water attribute monster core acquired by Sea Immortal sect has also been delivered, and also brought the handcuffs of Xuanhuan old ancestor. Xuanhuan old ancestor was amazed at Wei Suo's current cultivation base, and looked forward to Wei Suo back to Sea Immortal sect meets. The number of Sea Immortal sect's first water attribute monster cores is also amazing, with more than 4,000, more than the first batch of water attribute monster core received by Yin Corp's sect. According to the news from Yin Liwa, the second batch of water attribute monster core of Yin Corp sect and Sea Immortal sect is estimated to reach more than 20,000 pieces and will arrive within these 2 days, which was originally expected by Yin Liwa. Within 10 days, raise 3 or 4,000 water attribute monster cores that are not great treasure. In these 5 days, Wei Suo every dozens of breaths congeal once divine mark, who has no idea how many times he tried to congeal this divine mark, as if he were directly in the void, to build an incomparable great treasure and fine shape-shift great art array. This countless congeal, Wei Suo once did not succeed, almost no progress, all in the half of the time divine mark cracking. But Wei Suo didn't feel the slightest frustration at all, still trying congeal divine mark. This divine mark and Ling Longtian only know that it is suitable for artifact refinement. It is the great treasure of their side. What kind of magic is there? Before divine mark completely condensed, there is no shapeshift great art at all, completely inexplicable. But the more Wei Suo, the more he felt the divine mark's vast pang of great treasure, and sometimes divine's energy, which powerful marks collapse, was so aghast at Wei Suo that it seemed to dong through the void. It is estimated that even mystic rank shapeshift great art great treasure's fetal naked body, which is located in the gossamer range of divine mark's disintegration, is to be crushed, but Wei Suo is also present, leaving the divine mark's great treasure heaven defying. This divine mark, even if broken, the resulting gossamer will always disappear within a mile, will not hinder the artifact refinement cultivator seeing's life. 1 day, 2 days, Wei Suo's divine consciousness extremely concentrated, as with the heart-quenched divine mark. After 7th, Ling Longtian completed the first stage of the essence metal, purple xiao divine fire. The fire is fully open, keep burning, burn off a part of the essence metal, and then the purple divine fire furnace fire to 70%, burning essence metal. At the same time every hundreds of breaths, will essence metal into a loaded with a Lef L5 metal attribute monster beast in the blood of the quenched. Even Shui Linger was recruited by Ling Longtian, who was responsible for her control, and every time she put the hot essence metal into her blended monster beast blood. After the 12th calcination, when the tempering began, the whole group of essence metal had only 1.5 net people great treasure xiao, and the color of the naked body became a strange blue. However, this color is obviously not fixed. After only 10 times of quenching in the monster beast blood, this group of half-net people's great treasure xiao essence metal has become the color of the blue with gold. On this day, Wei Suo's trial divine mark has made breakthroughs in seeing, from the beginning to the end of the collapse, suddenly leaps and bounds. The entire divine mark has been extended to 3/4. And every time divine mark reaches close to 3/4, divine mark cracks, like Juxiao thunder-like surging sound, as Shenrei in the mysterious divine mark rolling. So Wei Suo and other people are unconsciously suspicious. This divine mark, if the complete condense, then engraved into the essence metal, whether can let shapeshift great art great treasure fetal naked body, with the emperor lay sword like god ray powerful energy. In the next 2 days, Wei Suo did not make any progress. Divine mark spread in the air in front of him, ending in 3/4 of the secret place, all of which came to a halt after a burst of surging sound. Ling Longtian completed the quenching of the rank 1 segment. After the smelting of several monster beast blood and Lingmu grass liquid, the naked body is still a half-net person great treasure xiao, but the color it turned into a strange deep yellow, and a yellow great light was emitted through the naked body. Essence metal itself has already released a piece of great treasure light. This essence metal is just a glance, and it can make any cultivator feel extremely extraordinary. However, Ling Longtian did not stop, once again opened the sable from the fire, and Ji Yat also recruited, so that Ji Yat and Shui Linger used True Yuan to promote the fire of the sable from the stove. Non-stop the impact has turned into a deep yellow essence metal. 2 days a day. Until the 4th day, Ling Longtian stopped Ji Yat and Shui Linger to let the 2 men adjust the fire power of the divine fire furnace to 60%, and then use the purple UU powder to quench. In the past 4 days, the entire process of refining essence metal has been maintained for 16 days. During the 4 days, Wei Suo's congeal divine mark has no great treasure progress, and the divine mark, which concentrates on all congeal, is stopped. 3/4 of secret places. But after the next 3 days, Wei Suo's congeal divine mark made another breakthrough when the whole group of essence metal changed from deep yellow to purple, and divine mark extended again, reaching 4/5 of the secret place. What makes people feel more difficult is that as the divine mark expands and becomes more and more complete, the rolling thunder in the divine mark disappears and is replaced by a ringing surging sound. The bell-like surging sound is extremely long and deep, like a distance of thousands of miles without knowing it. Dang screams at the inexplicable rhythm, like a real fairy hitting the shape-shift great art clock at high altitude. This is the great treasure. Hearing this surging sound, Wei Suo's Ling Longtian had never looked at Wei Suo. He said, the divine mark, which is understood by true immortal realm cultivator, can shake the endless void and make great treasure. This kind of fairy sound can pass through the void and spread hundreds of thousands of miles away, just like preaching, indicating supreme shapeshift great art. This shows that this divine mark, at least true immortal great treasure, can stay as long as you can complete congeal. Refining can withstand divine mystic great treasure, at least there should be a play. Great treasure true immortal can pass the surging sound to hundreds of thousands of miles away. This divine ability is hard to imagine. Wei Suo great treasure was inspired, and he felt that it was only a step away from the entire divine mark congeal. The congeal divine mark, like the refining of the amazing talisman, also brought him a great secret place of great treasure in the way of refining talisman. Wei Suo can be sure that he is now refining shapeshift great art great treasure. The degree of the ordinary shapeshift great art engraved on the shapeshift great art great treasure is certainly far from what it used to be. Next, Wei Suo is still at the same time as the culture water emperor sun swallowing secrets, congeal divine mark. The water attribute monster core, which Sea Immortal sect and Yin Corpse sect acquired, is constantly being sent, plus the water attribute monster core, which he refining, has sent more than 50,000. On the 23rd after the start of the entire refining of essence metal, Ling Longtian's tempered essence metal was completed. The whole piece was originally refined essence metal, from the beginning of the two people more great treasure Xiao, changed to only the great treasure semi-personal great treasure Xiao. In the end, this essence metal turned out to be purple and purple with purple, and even the black of black copper and 9 chili iron could not be seen, and the naked body was translucent and very crystal clear. If you look closely, there will be many mysterious textures like natural condense, like countless golden silk. This group of essence metal, through the naked body, has a long iced purple divine light, which makes people look like shapeshift great art. If you don't witness the refining process, such a dazzling divine light, even Wei Suo, I am afraid. I would think directly that this is what amazing shapeshift great art great treasure, and I don't think this is a piece of essence metal that is not used at all for artifact refinement. The legendary essence metal tire naked body, refined into, there will be dazzling divine light, called divine iron, immortal armament can be refined. This essence metal made Jia and Shui Linger and others extremely shocked. Because divine light's essence metal tire naked body, only existed in some classical records, the legendary ancient treasure can be used by the smelting soldiers, and the cultivation world of tens of thousands of years has never appeared. Unexpectedly, they were refining them like this. This essence metal, divine light circulates, and the eye-shift great art is unobtrusive, with an unspeakable charm. Essence metal was refined into, and Wei Suo was shocked by the amazing charm of the final refined into this essence metal, but his congeal divine mark did not have any urgency. Because he already felt it, this divine mark, there is only the last step, just like writing with a Mao pen, only the last one, he is almost ready to finish. Sure enough, just after one day, the fire furnace room passed through the entire day, and the fire furnace room was filled with white divine light. A complete divine mark, condensed in front of Wei Suo's, as if engraved in the void, it will not be wiped out at all. The complete divine mark is finally condensed successfully by Wei Suo. Just as the divine mark condense and divine light were filled, a clear and unique ringing sound, with a unique rhythm, as if it had spread across time and space, came out of this divine mark. Sudden, sudden, sudden. Wei Suo's naked body shocked, This unique fairy sound seems to have 12 unique rhythms, when the sound, the true UN in his naked body, inexplicable flow, like the strings are fluctuating. A bun of his eyebrows, with 12 unique rhythms, instigated. Xuanhuan preached, among the divine marks, there is also a unique technique shapeshift great art. Wei Suo breathed for a moment and suddenly reacted. Path to Heaven. Author, Wu Zy. Chapter 763. Isn't this zombie ancestral mountain gate good? I've read it carefully. The stone underneath this corpse sect is not as hard as in the northern spirit city. Even if the chrysanthemum is planted, in case a chow strikes, and a large number of earthly beasts come out from the ground, it still doesn't work well. As Wei Suo and Jiya's dialogue sounded, their figures appeared in front of a piece of Lingtian. This piece of Lingtian is located within the range of the Huanjiao Palace of the Yinzong section. This Huanyu temple also covers thousands of feet. Among them, in addition to a main hall that Jiya and others usually practice, there is also a partial hall in the back, and some courtyards where a large number of inner disciples selected by Jin Dan monks live. At present, only Huanya and other people live in this yellow hall, so the partial hall and some courtyards behind are empty. This Lingtian is located in the side hall, surrounded by buildings, and also covered by a prohibition that does not block any aura, but restricts the entry of monks. This piece of Lingtian was originally planted for the Jindan monk of the corpse sect to plant some more important spirits. Now that Jiya and other talents have not stayed in this hall for a long time, this part of the Lingtian is also empty and nothing is planted. Jiya's exquisite face, still with a hint of blush, eyes bow circulating, strolling with Wei Suo in front of this piece of Lingtian, the expression was still inexpressibly shy. After seeing the front of this piece of Lingtian, Wei Suo's eyes flashed. He first took a large piece of Qingjian from the Nabeo bracelet, and then dug a hole in Qingjian. Later, Wei Suo took a green spar from the Nabeo bracelet again, put it in the dug hole, and buried Qingjian in the soil again. Immediately afterwards, we saw a white light flash in Wei Suo's hand, but he took out the Beiyuan box again. After opening the Beiyuan Yu box, we saw that Wei Suo quickly took a piece of dark blue from the outside, but there was a layer of purple gold shining outside the epidermis, and there was a root like rhododendron like lanhua. And immediately put this rhizome into the hole in Qingjian. This piece of rhizome is really the piece of clear vine rhizome in Weizhuo's hands. After planting this piece of Qingxiu, and observing the time of a cup of tea, I saw that this piece of rhizome of Qingxiu had obviously started to take root in Qingjian. After transplanting, there must be no problem. Sighed with relief. Feng Xiao and others have already impacted Jindan's success. Some things that can improve Jiya's magical powers have been given to them. The piece of stone that records the ancient scripture of the Mother Earth has been given to Jiya by Weizhuo now. Slowly understand first, then, naturally, he will have to consider how to improve his cultivation and supernatural power step by step. This Qingxiu vine Weizhuo can be said to have been hard-earned. For this Qingxiu vine, Weizhuo indirectly caught up with the three major enemies of Suan Fengmen, Jin Wuzong, and Wuji Tiangong. Most of this Qingxiu vine has been used by Wei Suo in conjunction with the refining Jin Li Shenmu to repair two spirit roots. However, this Qingxiu vine can strengthen the mysterious physiognomy, which is of course very useful for Wei Suo. According to Wei Suo's plan, the next step is to build a relatively stable house in Yunling continent, in case of chaos that may come at any time, because the sky dome of Yunling continent is much more stable than Tianqian continent. However, according to records, the lifespan of Yunling continent and several other continents should be only a few decades at most. When he came to Linghu City, Wei Suo had already explored the surroundings of Linghu City. Although the mountain gate of his present corpse was dangerous and standard, it was easy to defend and difficult to attack, but the rock underneath was not very tough. The location of Shangying corpse is not far away from the sky dome, so Wei Suo plans to select another place to build a house. According to the previous experience of the beast Chow, the number of monsters in the area around 100,000 miles inside and outside the Sky Dome will be very dense, so the location of this house must be selected somewhere near the central part of the Yunling mainland, or directly the wilderness is 100,000 miles away. Now Wei Suo's initial prediction is to choose an island directly in the Stingy Sea. The depth of the Stingy Sea is far away from the Sky Dome. It is basically impossible to be mass-scaled. A large number of non-aqueous monsters that cannot fly and cannot reach. Originally, according to the plan, after Wei Suo was ready to meet with Ji Ya and others, he first met the Haixianzong, and met with the ancestor of Xuanhuan, and then went out of the sea from Haixian City to build a house in the Stingy Sea. However, the emergence of the God of Heaven sword sect, Xianda Neng, Huang Piuju, but Wei Suo could not help but scruples, because Huang Piuji Lun seems to have a magic weapon to track him, so he can only change this plan a little at this moment. The preparation is in after the corpse sect was stable for a period of time, at least until he could have the ability to contend with Huang Piu's incomparable power, then he went to build the palace. Otherwise, even if he meets Huang Piu's absolute pursuit, he can escape, and the hard-built house is destroyed, which is also extremely depressed. Moreover, the level of magical power of Shenxian Mighty and its level of contact are far from the imagination of ordinary monks. Wei Suo not only provokes a Shenxian Mighty power, no one knows Huang Puju and Su Shenjun, and even Suan Fengmen sect master Yexian Cheng will there be anything that makes his virtual footwork helpless. Based on Wei Suo's current age and cultivation, it is almost inevitable to impact God's profound realm. Qinjiao's Yao power accumulates for one more day, which naturally benefits Wei Suo. Xuanhuan slowly accumulate Yao power. As for any major event, he will leave the corpse section anyway, he has Bao Yuan box in hand. According to the current planting situation, it should be no problem to take away Xuanhuan and transplant it again. Qing Su Teng is a thing that Wei Suo has been thinking about for a long time. Heart Eater and Han Yuan Yunwei are also busy with him. His Heart Eater is still asleep at the moment, there is no sign of awakening, but there are many corpses of high-level monsters on his body, and the number of ordinary monsters is even more than 100,000, among which there must be a large number of demon pill can be suitable for the cultivation of Han Yuan Yin Wa. Next, he can use a large number of monsters prepared on his body to nurture heartworms and help Han Wei nurture Han Yuan Yunwei. It is still unknown whether Li's freehand Liqian cannon will finally come out, when it will come out, but he still has fragments of the Emperor's meteor from Feng Wukang in his hand, that is, Biming Duzwan, burning Yuan Tianfa. Using this technique with Tianlong Kungxing quenching technique, and with Tianlong blood fossil, it should be possible to further refine his Ro body. In addition, the most important thing is naturally to refine the flying sword. He now has the Juxiaolai furnace, a treasure-making weapon obtained from Donghuangzong, in addition to the group of fine gold that had been refined with the gold puppet shell and the star white gold. There are half of them containing the 9 nether, the cold iron and the ancient gold tower of Donghuang Town Demon Tower. The sky-blooded meteorite iron also found in Donghuangzong, at least contain the top-level fine gold burning furnace of Henjiao Jingjin level, and old antique level. Characters from Xianfeng Gate. The imperial fine gold obtained in the treasure sack, as well as black copper and Gyukang gold. These top fine gold, gathered in the hands of a monk, is extremely amazing, rare in the past. Even if it is Suan Fengmen and Tianjianzong such large-scale gates, if you want to find so many amazing top fine gold, it costs hundreds of dollars. The time of the year may not be searchable. With these fine golds, if you succeed in refining the flying sword, the grade must be amazing. There is definitely no problem with the transplantation of Su Teng. Good wife, let's go back to your quiet room first. I'll first refine the gold needed to make the flying sword. Now I see my transplant here. This is definitely no problem with Su Teng's growth. After a sigh of relief, Wei Suo turned his head and said to Ji Ya, "No. Didn't you give me the dragon toad that I got from the antiques of Suan Fengmen? You still have so many demon pills on hand. I will go out and let Yinlai Hua prepare some ingredients, then I should be able to refining some daimyo with at least a level out. My quiet room is not as big as Yuking's, you should first refine the refined gold with her. But after hearing Wei Suo say this, Ji Ya immediately it was you blushing, and he waved you quickly to say this, and immediately turned around and flew out. Isn't it? Where does a good wife haven't seen her husband for a long time, and just ran away like this? Wei Suo suddenly shouted at Ji Ya's appearance, but he looked at Ji Ya's back and face. But there was a very ambiguous smile. Isn't it? Where did they eat the soup behind closed doors? After Wei Suo watched Ji Ya run away, he swept towards the quiet room of Nangong Yuking in the main hall, but outside the quiet room of Nangong Yuking, he did cried again depressed. Because there is a U symbol on the door of the quiet room of Nangong Yuking, and a line is engraved on it, study on the great desolation, asked the scriptures and closed for 3 days. Isn't it? This is also the same, Vi Sa suddenly screamed again in front of Han Weiwei's quiet room. Study Zijing Li Yulai, retreat for 3 days. Han Weiwei's quiet room door also hangs such a U symbol. No, Wei Suo burst into tears. After turning a few more corners, Wei Zhuo came to a quiet room in the innermost part of the innermost one. The entrance of the quiet room used for the cultivation of the water linger did not have the U symbol for hanging. You, how did you come to me? Didn't you go to Yuking and Weiwei? Wei Suo swept to the door, and the water spirit inside felt it immediately. He swept out and saw Wei Zhuo. It seemed some accidents, some eyes dodged. They all hang you cards for retreat, Wei Suo explained. This. Honest Shui Linger also seemed a little dumbfounded, and then whispered, then, you come to me now, what's the matter? Wei Suo was shocked. His original subconsciousness was to say, I am here to give you an ancient scripture of Mother Earth, which is very useful, but then I think about it, the ancient Mother Earth is in the hands of Ji Ya at the moment. Why, I haven't seen you for a long time, why should I get together with Daolu? What reason do I have to discuss with you? In addition, the water spirit who is really like a fairy at this moment is also evasive, very with a shy look. Wei Suo couldn't help it. Suo Xing shook his head arrogantly, strode in directly, and then took the door of the quiet room. After a long time, there seemed to be a voice like Ji Ya's in the quiet room of Shui Linger. Beast. Ling Longtian's quiet room, with her eyes closed, was suddenly opened in the breathtaking Ling Longtian, and she uttered an extremely depressed cry. Baidu search for. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Path to Heaven. Author, Wu Zy. Chapter 764. Chapter 764 Touching Xian. Deceased liar. How, Ling Longtian's perception is very common. First, the strong change of inner qi on Wei Suo. The divine mark also contains a unique shape-shift great art. Wei Suo's unconscious silence is in the fairy voice of this divine mark, and his surging sound is a bit embarrassing. Under the sway of this fairy voice, he felt that his eyebrows were in the middle of his eyebrows. There is something to encourage you out. The divine mark also contains shape-shift great art. Ling Longtian and Ji Ya and Shui Linger were both great treasures. The great treasures of the divine mark are naturally generated, and the true sacred sounds of the complete Dao technique are extremely rare in the days of Ling Longtian. The divine mark, which has been condensed in the air, has not disappeared, and the unique fairy sounds are still coming out. Ling Longtian and Ji Ya, Shui Linger great treasure, immediately after listening to it, also listened attentively. Ancient cultivator called the middle of the eyebrows a divine palace, saying that the cultivator divine consciousness is invisible, scattered from the whole body, but the great treasure part of divine consciousness is revealed from the divine palace in the middle of the eyebrow. This is the shape-shift great art in the fairy voice, not a great treasure divine consciousness, but You can expand the great treasure divine palace to increase the range of divine consciousness. Wei Suo listened to the sound of the sound, and the heart was more and more shocked. Tru Yuan followed the guidance of the fairy sound, and among the inner vision, the golden divine light was shining in his eyebrows. He is no stranger to this niche. Before he repaired purple mystic true technique, golden core was born in this niche. At this moment, according to this technique, shapeshift great art runs Tru Yuan. Among them, the golden divine light seems to condense a golden god, his divine consciousness perception, amazing. Expand great treasure. What he can be sure of is that his divine consciousness has no substantial enhancement of seeing the shadow shift great art in this fairy sound is actually a dong that can enhance his divine consciousness, just like the water can be condense ice. This true immortal's shapeshift great art, which is extremely mysterious, does not enhance the divine consciousness itself, but it is like a god in the naked body, helping to spread divine consciousness farther. Wei Suo took a deep breath, letting go of divine consciousness and letting him shake his heart again. The golden god in his brow seems to have divine mark flashing, and there is a golden ribbon like divine light. His divine consciousness, and his divine consciousness, swept to 10,000. Beyond Zhang, the place that divine consciousness can detect is 3 times the size of the previous. Some have a place to isolate divine consciousness. His divine consciousness can also go deeper. It is obvious that this Dao technique shapeshift great art is running. In some places where divine consciousness is limited, his perception must be farther than the general cultivator. This is a mysterious shapeshift great art that enhances the range of divine consciousness. I feel a brow in the heart, if there is a God manifestation. Origin Chi, the world of Dao technique shapeshift great art, is really hard to say. It's like divine consciousness. The range that divine consciousness can perceive is like triple lifting. A moment later, the divine mark condensed by Wei Suo began to fade in the air, and the fairy sound slowly went down, but Ji Ya and Shui Linger also felt what it was like. Shapeshift great art definitely which human race true immortal is left. Ling Longtian is very depressed, and some hate Ichi. She has also felt the unique rhyme in the fairy sound, but according to this technique, she can't produce any effect. It is obvious that this shapeshift great art is not what she can use. It is ancient. The cultivator great treasure can be left behind. Is it a strong shapeshift great art like the great treasure? Green-robed old man doesn't have a naked body, of course, it's not clear at all, but he is also shocked to hear what Ji Ya and Shui Linger say. Such a shapeshift great art is not an attack or defense class shapeshift great art, and it is not an essential enhancement of divine consciousness. No shapeshift great art enhances the shapeshift great art degree, but this kind of shapeshift great art can be perceived in advance. Lock the opponent in advance. One of the years that green-robed old man experienced. The sect of the Miyazawa, who has a great treasure called the Great Treasure Divine Lord, can understand the shapeshift great art of the Great Treasure, which can also increase his divine consciousness perception several times. With his heaven-shaking cultivation base, he can even kill opponents hundreds of miles away. Like God King. The punishment of the gods. There was once a sect that made his heart dissatisfied, and it was directly turned into a fly ash by a hit of hundreds of miles away. The cultivator that fell under his hands, even what kind of great treasure can be seen without shapeshift great art? Such a strong shapeshift great art, for the low-grade cultivator, may use secret place not great treasure, because even if it is several times higher, the range of perception is only a few hundred feet, and the shapeshift great art on the low-grade cultivator may not be able to threats to cultivators hundreds of feet away. But this kind of shapeshift great art, the higher it is, the cultivator of the order, the more precious treasure with the secret place, the cultivator of the ordinary divine mystic realm first layer, the divine consciousness is only higher than the current Wei Suo. Divine mystic third layer fourth layer above the great treasure, divine consciousness may be several times now Wei Suo's. With such a shapeshift great art, divine consciousness may even sweep dozens of miles away. Divine Mystic Great Treasure Divine Might can come directly from dozens of miles away, plus some of the shapeshift great art can be directly touched by divine sense, directly in the other side of the body. How can it resist? No, I am too bad, and I have helped you to make this rank essence metal. I gave you divine mark and gave you a strong shapeshift great art. I have seen the rich shaking great treasure of divine mystic and above. It is possible to have more Ling Longtian than any cultivator now. I naturally know this one. What does shapeshift great art mean? Plus she does not use shapeshift great art, and screams at Wei Suo, you must give me essence metal as compensation. Is there any essence metal on hand that you can see? Wei Suo didn't bother with Ling Longtian this time. It's not like this. If there is a cultivator looking for me, what are the essence metals that I don't use when they are there? All for you. How? As long as you have credibility, when you don't want essence metal to use it, I can barely agree, Ling Longtian said with a grind, although the tone is still not good, but in fact it has obviously made concessions. If I don't trust the letter, I can't use it, I can't use it. It's okay to be killed by heavenly tribulation. Wei Suo looked at Ling Longtian. I will believe you once. Ling Longtian took a surging sound and grinded the sharp teeth, but suddenly remembered something, staring at Wei Suo. The purple river blood spirit umbrella is against the sky, I advise you to destroy it immediately. When it's time, don't really bring heavenly tribulation down, bring it. Great treasure, don't reach out in the coffin, die to be a secret place, and look at the powerful energy of this thing without considering the consequences. Wei Suo does not move the surging sound color and nods, quick, I think someone should be looking for trouble soon, and some are opportunities to work with people. You want to keep this thing for the sinister. Ling Longtian gave a slight glimpse, and immediately understood Wei Suo's thinking of shapeshift great art, not to mention, sneer, you still have more congeal divine mark, do nothing, don't take time. What kind of magic does the true immortal divine mark, which has a sacred voice, that will bring to the shapeshift great art great treasure? The higher the cultivation base, the higher the level of sect, such as Mystic Wind sect and True Martial sect, Sky Sword sect, and the cultivator of divine mystic, especially after Ling Longtian, the level of contact is getting higher and higher. Wei Suo is getting a kind of great treasure, like a god, he is just a frog at the bottom of the well of perception. Just this divine mark, just give Wei Suo the mountain, just like the feeling of facing the vast stars. Whether it's pressure from the outside world or the divine mark itself, Wei Suo has an unspeakable feeling of waiting. Next, Wei Suo once again congeal the divine mark. Divine light, once again, shines in this day's fire furnace room. Like green-robed old man's estimate, Wei Suo is indeed a talent in the refining talisman. He congeal this divine mark, not by chance, but indeed has mastered this divine mark's engraved shapeshift great art. For several consecutive times, Wei Suo was completely successful, and the condensed strip divine mark scattered fairy sounds, with unspeakable Tao. You can give the body of the ancient desolate python to them. The secret place is Tu Xiao. I told them to pre-secret place the shapeshift great art and let them take it outside for a pre-secret place. Seeing that Wei Suo has successfully condensed this divine mark, Ling Longtian's look has become dignified. You can start to engrave divine mark in this essence metal. I don't know this essence metal. How many divine marks you can type, you should be able to feel it yourself. When I feel that divine mark has no shapeshift great art, I will stop immediately. Good. Wei Suo without the slightest hesitation, the storage bracelet was directly given to Ji Ya and Shui Ling Er. His gaze gathered on the ice purple essence metal in front of him. Divine light on the ice purple essence metal is dazzling, and its color is fascinating. It is already a god product at first glance. Wei Suo reached out and touched it. He only felt that this essence metal was full of scent, with the atmosphere of ancient stars, and the breath of endless ancient desolate. Essence metal's surface is radiant, and it's extremely smart. This essence metal is like a robbery, like a dragon. Transformation into heavenly dragon. Wei Suo thought that he had never thought that the rank and the charm of essence metal could reach such an amazing point. This essence metal, if Wei Suo got it before, the first thought is supremes to great treasure, where I still want to get it, and now I have to engrave divine mark in it, it is the final divine mark. And listening to the meaning of Ling Longtian's previous words, because of their refining methods and the limitations of the known refining party shapeshift great art, this essence metal, almost to the half-immortal level, the real immortal artifact tire naked body, what level is it going to reach? Immortal artifact, this essence metal has already touched Xian. If I can break through to divine mystic and realize the great treasure Trevine mark, and then engrave it into this essence metal, I can refine it into a real immortal artifact. In Wei Suo's mind, this idea emerged. Immediately, he didn't have any stops. Divine light flashed in the fire furnace room and a divine mark emerged. The divine light flashes, and the divine mark, which flows through the fairy voice, enters the sparkling ice purple divine light's essence metal tire naked body. Dang! The divine mark hit, it was like a wrought iron-like crisping sound, the ice purple essence metal tire naked body was slightly shocked, divine light was brighter, and a white divine mark, like natural generation, was motionless. Appeared in the middle of the essence metal tire naked body. Path to Heaven. Author, Wu Ziyi. Chapter 765. Chapter 765 Imitation of Immortal Artifact. This divine mark enters the essence metal tire naked body, the fairy sound is no longer out, and the divine mark and essence metal tires are turned into a naked body, which is naturally generated. Everyone is staring at the changes in the essence metal's naked body, and even knowing that time is very important, has got the Ling Longtian pre-secret place, the giant desolate giant hand shapeshift great arts Jia and Shui Ling both did not leave first. True immortal divine mark, even if it does not, shapeshift great art knows that it has a naked body use, only to engrave into essence metal, to know what kind of powerful energy divine mark. An icy chill, suddenly scatters from the charm of the purple divine light essence metal tire naked body. Its true immortal divine mark with the addition of ice chi, Ling Longtian's eyes flashed, first out of surging sound. It's actually the shapeshift great art line of the ice crystal origin chi. Green-robed old man was amazed and couldn't help but the great treasure called surging sound. All offensive and defensive, Jia and Shui Ling looked at each other and saw the joyful look from the other side. Among the various shapeshift great art great treasures and shapeshift great art, the most powerful attackers are thunder attribute, shape attributes shapeshift great art great treasure and shapeshift great art. However, the thunder attribute and fire attribute origin chi defenses are not tyrannical. Many strong great treasure thunder glow and fire power have no shapeshift great art condense essence, regardless of the shapeshift great art great treasure, regardless of the same level of shapeshift great art let cultivator choose, many cultivators will choose ice shift great art. Ice shapeshift great art and refining ice shapeshift great art materials, in general auctions have always been the best selling, so that is the ice origin chi attack and defense. Strong great treasure ice spirit origin chi, not only has a good attack, but also can freeze paralyzed each other, making each other's shapeshift great art great treasure and chi shapeshift great art are relatively slow. True immortal divine mark must be different, it can be a part of the powerful energy of divine domain. When shapeshift great art great treasure is formed, it must be extremely cold, not only used for refining and defending shapeshift great art. Great treasure is no better, even if it is used in the future to refine the shapeshift great art great treasure. I don't know what kind of extremely cold shapeshift great art field this divine mark will form after divine mark, refined into shapeshift great art great treasure. Husband, let's go to the secret place and use the material of ancient desolate, seeing the function of this true immortal divine mark. When Jia and Shui Ling left, the two men were extremely looking forward to the final formation of this Shenshen essence metal tire naked body. Dang! Another divine mark condensed, and Wei Suo hit the ice purple essence metal tire naked body, which has a more white texture. His heart is also very motivated. This artifact refinement is just like enlightenment for him. He is constantly thinking about the realm of ancient great treasure, allowing him to keep in touch with the wider world, and let him have a kind of step up and follow the feeling of the ancient great treasure. Originally in his cognition, there is no ancient heavenly dragon in this cultivation world, no true immortal, but now, he saw the ancient heavenly dragon, felt the divine might of the ancient heavenly dragon, and the naked body of the naked body will arrive at the divine mark left by true immortal. It seems that it is too far-reaching, and it is simply illusory. It makes people feel that it is impossible. Perhaps something that has never existed before is clearly presented in front of his eyes. Dang! Dang! Wei Suo is like holding a hammer, constantly hitting the iron, and constantly making a strip of divine mark into the incidence metal. His congeal divine mark is not slow, and dozens of breaths can condense a divine mark. Every time a divine mark breaks in, the essence metal tire naked body that had already filled divine light will have another aura. It's actually possible to get into so many divine marks, but this essence metal fetal naked body can accommodate divine mark seems endless, estimated Ling Longtian. Although coincidentally in the Great Treasure War to get such a suitable artifact refinement true immortal divine mark, but he never saw anyone use divine mark artifact refinement, and cannot help but the murmur, because a full day, Wei Suo full of tens of thousands of divine mark in, this piece of essence metal fetal naked body, are still not fit. The clear white divine mark seems to be very intensive in the essence metal tire naked body. It seems that if you add a divine mark, you will definitely interrupt the already existing divine mark, but the most mysterious is that each divine mark into the entry, which seems to be the space of the manifestation, can accommodate the divine mark. After a day, the white divine mark in the essence metal tire naked body is already vast, but with a surging sound, the dang has a surging sound, all white divine mark, suddenly disappeared. Wei Suo and Ling Longtian are both fierce and shocked. I saw this fascinating essence metal tire naked body becoming crystal clear. The naked body is like ice crystal, not even essence metal. Extremely, as there are countless stars flowing. A chilly chill that is completely over the divine mystic cultivator, flowing on this essence metal tire naked body. This extraordinary essence metal tire naked body is finally tempered. Wei Suo heart lust is very moving, the more he looks at this essence metal tire naked body, the more he likes intercourse. This essence metal tire, which has been crystal-like as crystal stone, has not yet been refined, but it has a natural great treasure. Dead swindler, your luck is not bad, actually it was refined into you, but this is only a semi-finished product. Ling Longtian looked at Wei Suo and looked at the eyes of essence metal's naked body. The tone was very unkind, but the look on her face was obviously inconspicuous. Obviously, she also admired Wei Suo with such a cultivation base. Into essence metal, which can only be refined by divine mystic great treasure. This is what I know about the shape of the shapeshift great art great treasure and the shapeshift great art. Old man, if you have a better square shapeshift great art, you can refine it according to your desire for shapeshift great art. Ling Longtian went on to say this, and at the same time, the grey bracelet of the grey bracelet, the grey spirit light, was condensed in front of her in the shape of a clean bottle, and the body was covered with the simplicity of divine beast. Pattern. The latter half of Ling Longtian is for green-robed old man. She is the same as Wei Suo, who directly called green-robed old man as the old man, but may be the same as old antique. She has always been polite to green-robed old man. Listen to her words, obviously she is not what artificer, but some insight, no so several artifact refinement means. This artifact refinement means at the time artifact refinement treasure experts should not calculate the top of the goods, but now green-robed old man a look is completely bluff, almost directly into the ghost raising jar on the cracks inside. The clean bottle flashes on the glare, and the light is thick, and there are 6 shapeshift great art arrays stacked together. The complexity of each shapeshift great art array is estimated to be many times more complex than any shapeshift great art array known to green-robed old man. What is this shapeshift great art great treasure? Green-robed old man shyly shook his head and couldn't help but ask. The thing that Ling Longtian and his contacts are not a level at all. Ling Longtian is estimated to be in contact with ancient great treasure, level great treasure, and his previous masters, even the golden core cultivator. This is a replica of the Dao admonishment clean bottle, called the indestructible clean bottle. I have seen someone refining the indestructible clean bottle, and using this essence metal plus the ancient desolate giant armor to refine this thing. It should be able to refine it, Ling Longtian explained to green-robed old man. Imitation of Dao admonishment clean bottle, green-robed old man is just like the leaves of late autumn, the wind is Xuanhuan, like madness. What is Dao admonishment clean bottle? Wei Suo. When I look at the green-robed old man, I know that the Dao admonishment clean bottle is definitely amazing. It's terrible to see. No, even I have never heard of it. Ling Longtian turned over, roll one's eyes. Dao admonishment clean bottle was 100,000 years ago, the immortal level shapeshift great art of the strongest great treasure in ancient cultivation world. Great one of the treasure, it is said that the fetal naked body is a through countless stars, just fell into the heaven's dome in the meteorite core of natural manifestation, naturally formed bottle shaped, and the texture, also like a ancient scripture catalog. This tire naked body just be a rogue cultivator get, he view its texture. Incredibly happened to realize a strong great treasure astral origin chi, then break through scripture immortal cultivation base, and this tire naked body quenched refined into supreme immortal, became the strongest artifact of the era 100,000 years ago, known as the Proof Road Great Treasure Emperor. At that time, the strongest one in the original cultivation world was removed from the battle, and the mountain gates were labeled as fly ash, and one hand was wiped out in the cultivation world. Green-robed old man went back and said to Wei Suo, almost all supreme immortal artifacts at the time had no shapeshift great art to break the Dao admonishment clean bottle, but it was later said that the great treasure was too cruel. It was killed by an unknown heaven king, and it was killed in one fell swoop. Even the Dao admonishment clean bottle was broken and not passed down. God King, Wei Suo is unbelievable. If it wasn't for him that he happened to meet Ling Longtian, he knew that there were many undocumented levels of great treasure in the cultivation world. He will certainly feel that the record that green-robed old man sees may be the cultivator's fabrication. Supreme immortal artifact has been equivalent to a star's powerful energy, even such things can be destroyed. What kind of divine ability? The rest is true, and the records of God King outside the world are not in line with the facts. Ling Longtian looked at green-robed old man, breaking the Dao admonishment clean bottle and killing the great treasure. Treasure is a hidden level of great treasure, not a sinister God King. Hidden level of great treasure can, the eyes of green-robed old man swelled again. There are a lot of great treasures that divine ability can't imagine, and the avatars walking in the cultivation world are not documented. Ling Longtian's eyes flashed in the eye. Her god lust made Wei Suo unable to think of the heaven-shaking battle that led to the destruction of Baibei. In the cultivation world of the 100,000 years, how many heaven-shakings existed? The imitation of the Dao admonishment clean bottle, indestructible clean bottle, what was the 60,000 years ago, what level of shapeshift great art great treasure? Wei Suo looked at the clean bottle shape great art great treasure from Ling Longtian carefully looking at each layer of shapeshift great art, and first taking out a note of the note, and recording each layer of shapeshift great art. Come down. Not the immortal artifact of immortal artifact, infinitely close to the defensive power of immortal artifact with the Hongyu essence metal and a true immortal refining crystal stone refining. Hongyu essence metal after a artifact refinement great treasure can decades of astonishing quenching, its own fetal naked body than we this essence metal also more powerful, except for that piece of crystal stone, which did not engrave divine mark, cannot be like the real immortal artifact, to resist. Some divine mystic great treasure shapeshift great the erosion of art powerful energy. Ling Longtian said that he didn't lift his eyes. Is it going to replace the position of the crystal stone on the indestructible clean bottle with the back of the ancient desolate? Wei Suo has seen the clue. A shapeshift great art array on the clean bottle seems to have the power of space to accommodate giant objects. On the clean bottle is a lotus-like pattern with a piece of crystal stone embedded in it, which looks like a lotus leaf. The crystal stone should also be a very great treasure, but only in the shapeshift great art of the clean bottle, so it will only appear in the lotus pattern of a leaf-like great treasure Xiao. Ling Longtian nodded. When the enemy is against, the clean bottle can take you into it. When the clean bottle can't stand the attack on powerful energy, the ancient desolate giant's carapace will automatically be able to withstand some of the powerful energy. Let this shapeshift great art great treasure have a time to recover. Wei Suo didn't have the slightest time of one-ang. He reached out and couldn't say that the crystal clear ice purple essence metal wrapped over the ninth heaven chi fire stove, and ninth heaven chi fire stove. As Ling Longtian said before, the divine mark, which has been engraved in, does not seem to affect essence metal's other specializations. Only when the shapeshift great art great treasure is finished, will divine might be brought out. Ice purple essence metal softly softens in the fire of ninth heaven chi fire stove, is controlled by Wei Suo divine sense, and slowly presses into the shape of the clean bottle shown by Ling Longtian. Immediately, Wei Suo began to engrave the shapeshift great art array on the clean bottle. He had already realized that the shapeshift great art array on the ancient desolate giant armor was relatively simple, with only 2 layers of shapeshift great art. It is the last embedding. After all the clean bottle has been refining, the ancient desolate giant armor is refining and finished into a naked body. Asterisk. Because time is really limited to death, today can only be 2 more, I am really embarrassed, the next chapter in the morning tomorrow, can only try to compensate for more words per chapter.